burns dry. You dream for a song that hits you so hard, filling you up, suddenly gone.
I might let the whining cat out as well, so
Hello,
she's
everyone.
not whining.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to One Shot Revolver. We are here again. And as always, let's start with an acknowledgement of country. So on behalf of the Australians in our group, I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people and the Noongar people, traditional custodians of the lands in which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Handing over now to Jay.
Yes, and on behalf of the Americans and those in the state of Virginia, we offer a moment to contemplate the history behind the lands of the Monacan Nation, which are the tribe of indigenous people that were in Virginia previously, and our government pushed them out and took their land. And we just recognize that and hope for a good future for those people.
Absolutely. All right, let's get started. As you can tell, we're playing Kitties today. Yay!
Kitties. I don't have the...
I know.
I need to put one of those cat filters on. You know, like who's that guy who, the lawyer who got the cat thing stuck over his face?
Yes, I'm not a cat.
That's what we need.
That's what we need, 100%. All right, our wonderful DM, Danielle, take us away.
Hey. All right. So you are all magical kitties. You're kitties, but also you're magical, which means you're smarter than the average cat and you are more able to do things for your humans. The thing that you have to remember is that magical kitties love their humans and they want to help their humans. You choose your human and your human is important to you.
That sounds like the most fantasy thing about this whole thing is,
I know, right? Although I've got my cat who's just decided to come and climb into my lap because it's warmer than the outside. So
yeah, see, self-benefiting as opposed to the other way around.
Yep.
Your humans in particular are students at a magical school. This is a boarding school, a little bit like Hogwarts, but also quite a lot not like Hogwarts. So I will bring up the school layout so you can see it.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. So I haven't put that on this stream, but maybe I'll put it on later. But yeah, that was cool.
Good. So the school itself has got a wall around it, and the wall keeps out ghosts and goblins and monsters because your school is set in the middle of a magical forest, which is in a pocket dimension, kind of in South Korea and kind of not in our world at all. It's close enough to Seoul that your humans make weekend trips up to use, internet cafes because there's no internet at Hwangang. This is your school, Hwangang Magical College.
That's awesome.
And you are, kitties can go through the wall. There are ways around each of the gates. You can go out, you can come back in. The wards will let you in. It's not really a problem. But also you tend not to wander too far because the magical forest, Migadiyu, is dangerous. So you've been into the forest, but not far into the forest. There are plenty of bugs and tiny birds and things to catch just on the inside and just on the outside of the walls of the school. And of course, your humans do feed you, so this is all just for fun.
Does this forest have a name? Sorry, did I miss that?
Migadiyu.
Migadiyu.
Yep. So the area that the school's in.
Yep.
There's the school to the south, South of the school, there's some wetlands.
Oh, I see.
There's a big mountain sort of northeast of the school.
Yep.
Directly north, there's Lake Meru, which occasionally students will go on a supervised trip up to the lake. There are lots of magical plants and magical creatures that live in and around Lake Meru.
Yep.
There's a big tree to the north of the lake, which no one is allowed to go to because it's dangerous. It's up on a hill, and sometimes the staff go to the tree to go and ask questions of the spirits that gather there. And then there's Migadiyu Forest, which is pretty much the rest of everything until you get to the mountains past the lake. You know this because you've seen maps and you're pretty smart. You haven't been to any of these places.
Could we want to? Because that tree sounds pretty enticing. And I know that curiosity often doesn't kill the cat.
Well, it hasn't killed any of you yet.
Vulture Park doesn't seem entirely safe for kitties.
It's probably not.
With a name like that, yeah.
So today, it's a beautiful sunny day, and you are outside on the grounds, inside the walls, but outside the buildings in the school, with your human near the dueling range, because some of the other students are dueling. Your humans are watching or just nearby doing homework, sitting in the grass, enjoying the sunshine, and you're out there with them. And you're just kind of enjoying the sunshine yourselves, and you notice a bird, a big black bird, a raven, swoops down out of a clear sky. You didn't see it flying up. It swoops down in front of your eyes and turns into a whole flock of ravens, which this magical kitties, magical school or not, you've never seen anything like it. One bird turning into many birds could be cool, could be not so cool, because these are a lot of birds.
Could scare the flock out of us, yeah.
Indeed. And they're quite big, you know. These are larger than your average raven. They're probably big enough to pick up a kitty.
Oh, no.
Is it a murder of ravens?
It is definitely a theft of ravens, because each of these flock go and just grab things from the various students and from the ground. They steal things. So
is each raven bigger than a kitty?
Each raven is big enough to pick up a kitty. It might not be bigger than a kitty, but...
What if it gripped it by the husk?
Between two of them on a line, it could definitely pick up a kitty. Possibly migrate with one.
Oh, dear. Wow.
So one of the things that these ravens have stolen is Monday's conjuration class homework from all of your humans.
Oh, no.
And also, now, each of your humans has at least one treasured possession.
Outside us.
Outside.
Yeah, outside kitties, of course.
I mean, you're companions. You're not possessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just off the top of your head, quickly tell me, what is the most treasured possession that each of your humans has?
Oh, Cassie, go on. My human's Cassie. I think her most treasured possession is a picture of her family. She's got this lovely picture from back home, and she carries it with her in her backpack all the time. She's feeling sad. She looks at this thing and is like, oh, home. And then, that's where I know I have to fill in, jump up on her lap and be like, here, have some cat hair.
That's important. It's true. Good to have a cue like that.
My human is Philippe, and his favorite possession is a red bouncing ball, like a super bouncy ball.
Oh, do you chase it?
Well, my kitty is an obsessive collector of anything red, so he's kind of constantly trying to hold himself back from actually taking it for himself because he loves anything red. But he loves Philippe more than that, so he holds it back.
And you? What's Sushi's favorite?
Yeah. Sushi's favorite thing is something that's an ancestral heirloom. it's a small shiny pocket watch made of gold, and it's a watch that was used by a favorite grandfather that has since left, and so it's irreplaceable.
Does Sushi carry the pocket watch with him?
Oftentimes, there are times that Sushi wouldn't because of what Sushi might be doing, and in which case, they would keep it locked up. But Sushi, on a normal day or a day when they have an exam that they know what's going on, just keep it with them for luck, something like that.
Well, Cassie's photo is probably in her backpack at the moment because she's currently looking at this conjuration homework, which is real problematic for her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But both the little red ball and the golden pocket watch are unfortunately sufficiently on display that they both get grabbed by a raven. These ravens have taken Philippe's ball, Sushi's irreplaceable pocket watch, and all three of your humans' conjuration homework, which is half done and due in 2 days.
Oh, God, no.
Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Cassie struggles with conjuration as it is.
So Robespierre is having none of this. He's going to use his super speed straight away because he is obsessive about anything red, and he's going to chase the raven who took it.
Well, the raven flies over the wall into the forest. Do you want to chase the raven into the forest?
Well, maybe not that far. He's probably going to get a certain way and say, God damn ravens. Damn it.
Caw, caw, says the raven.
Like, meow, meow. And then he goes back to his human.
Okay. So your humans are quite upset, and a bunch of the other students are also quite upset. Everyone's wandering around trying to find teachers, and they do find teachers because there are always staff around to supervise the students. The staff tell them, and all the other students who are asking similar questions, they're not allowed to go into the forest after the ravens. They're not allowed to chase the ravens or look for them. It's too dangerous. And they're not allowed into the forest because the forest itself is too dangerous. The staff will discuss potentially sending a group out to have a look in a few days, maybe a week.
Oof.
That's not enough time. We're going to be late to put in our homework.
Yeah, I mean, I think homework is more important than, any rules put forth by the administration.
So
what would you all like to do?
I think we need to come up with a perfect plan.
Oh,
this is going to be fun.
this has started. It's started already. Oh, man. So are the teachers understanding of the fact that we lost our homework to the ravens, or are they still expecting it due in 2 days' time?
Well, you can search out the conjuration teacher and find out. In fact, Cassie probably is going to have to search out the conjuration teacher because Cassie is quite...
I think if she doesn't submit this assignment, she's going to fail this class. Doesn't get to go home for Christmas.
I mean, can't the teacher just recreate the assignment and then give it to the students?
They could have to redo it.
And that is the teacher's answer. It's only Saturday. There's still time. The library's open.
All right. Okay. Well, I think because good old Barnacles knows that Cassie struggles so much, he's going to call in the help from his good friends Pumpkin and is it Robespierre?
Robespierre, yeah.
Robespierre, and just try and get you out of sight. Because in this world, the teachers don't know we can contact. We still can't talk to humans. Yeah, that's still the rule.
You can't talk to humans,
great.
no.
So
but you can understand them.
We can understand them. So I'm going to find a moment where I can get in, catch up with my other two cats and come up with a plan. And,
So, Barnacles, what do you think we should do?
Barnacles walks over carrying Steve, his blue llama in his mouth, and drops down at his feet.
Oh, which I love so much.
He looks over at Robespierre and is like, there is only one option. We have to go and get this homework back. I can't risk Cassie being sad. I haven't got enough hair to share with her. There's only so much cheering up it can do before I'll go bald. What do you say, Steve? He looks down at Steve, and you guys hear nothing. He looks back. I can go.
All right. Pumpkin walks over and says, "There's got to be a copy of this somewhere inside, or some human has to be talking about what's going on."
I don't think it is a matter of re-getting the assignment. We need to find out the work that's already been done. I know Cassie has spent endless nights studying over these textbooks trying to perfect. She can't even summon a simple flower, let alone what was required within the assignment.
My human.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I agree we have to start right away, but a random search in the woods isn't going to help us. Should we just take the direction that first raven went?
My human is going to be absolutely inconsolable if we don't get that red ball back. And I'm quite partial to the red myself, so I think we have to go as soon as possible.
I agree. Come along.
Oh.
Let us find a way out through our secret back door, and we shall go and get these ravens. Did you pay attention to which way they went, Pumpkin?
And did you?
Jay?
Is Jay frozen?
Me?
Oh, there you go. You're Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're Pumpkin, are you?
I was staring at the squirrel.
Oh.
Entirely fair.
I believe that the one with the pocket watch went towards the lake.
Very well. Then I guess we should start searching towards the lake. And, Barnacles gives a look around to make sure there's no humans and starts walking. And then Steve, the llama, starts following him with his telekinetic powers. Steve walks as well.
All right. So you're all going to head out of the north gate?
Yeah. If we know our secret exit through the north gate, is that our best way?
Yeah, it's north, isn't it? Yeah.
North is towards the lake. So
Yes.
Yeah, let's go north.
all right. So you head directly out of the gate, north into the forest. You should know that Migadiyu Forest is also called the Haunted Forest.
Oh, good.
It's pretty friendly in the daytime. You know, you've been out here before to hunt bugs and mice and small birds. It's just that once it gets to nighttime, that's when there are ghosts and goblins and dokebi everywhere in the forest. You've heard so many stories, mostly from the older students told to your humans. So you're not sure whether they're exaggerating or whether they're actually making it sound safer because they're telling it to younger students. I mean, if you guys were telling these stories to kittens, obviously you would try to make them stay inside. So you might make it sound more dangerous or you might make it sound safer so that you didn't scare them. Could go either way.
So we haven't been out here before, outside the school?
You've been out, and you know that just past the north gate, there's a little stream where you've been to the stream, you find dandelions to play with. The stream is as far into the forest as you've been. So walking to the stream is easy. You know this way. You wander through the trees, you get to the stream. There's, pretty little stream flowing through the woods. The trees are there. The shade's quite nice. There's a cricket, jumps out of the way.
Is it
dandelions? Nighttime? No, it's the mid-morning. Just before lunchtime.
Sorry, yeah.
You were sitting in the sunshine.
Are there any red flowers?
There are no red flowers, no. There are yellow dandelions, but...
Robespierre isn't interested then.
Yep. What there is, though, is a frog. There is a frog in the pond.
Ooh.
Well, in the stream, sorry. And normally, if a frog sees 3 kitties, the frog will hop away and swim far away because kitties do sometimes eat frogs. But this frog is particularly weird for a frog. It's not red, no.
I was going to ask, is it a red frog?
It's kind of brown and cream colored, and it hops towards you instead of away and asks you for help.
Barnacles will step forward, look down at him and just, "What business have you got, frog?" And then he turns back to Steve. "No, we will not eat him yet." And then comes back.
No, don't eat me. Don't eat me. I'm not really a frog.
Oh,
I'm a kitten.
then why are you dressed as one?
The witch did it.
Which witch?
The witch.
The witch.
Likely story frog.
The Gummy-Ho, the fox witch. She said I was too annoying and she turned me into a frog.
Gummio, you say?
The Gummy-Ho, yes. You know that there's a witch in the forest. I didn't know that there was a witch in the forest, and then I found out, and then I went to visit her every day, and it was awesome, and she did so many things, but then she turned me into a frog.
Can I roll a historian check to see if I know, because I know human history and ancient magics, to see if he might be telling the truth?
You don't actually need to roll a check for it at all. Your historian and ancient magic power tells you that a Gummy-Ho is, in fact, it's like the Japanese kitsune. It's a fox spirit.
Yeah.
And they could be called witches. You know, they're not all witches, but they can do magic, so it's close enough. It wouldn't be surprising if there was one in the forest. You haven't heard about a Gummy-Ho living in the forest, but they are very secretive. And it is the kind of forest that one would live in. So
they're not the 9-tailed foxes?
Gummy-Ho and kitsune don't all have 9 tails. The 9 tails are the really powerful ones. When a fox becomes 1,000 years old, then it gets a second tail and it becomes a Gummy-Ho or a kitsune.
Yep.
And then as it gets more and more powerful, it gets more tails until it reaches 9 tails, at which point they're like super powerful, never mess with this fox.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Please help, whines the frog. It's been weeks. I don't like eating mud. It's horrible. And I miss my human.
I feel for you, but at the moment we are on some other mission. Now, perhaps if you had seen a flying pocket watch and a raven, we might be more assisting, but in the meantime, you might have to eat mud until we resolve our original problem. Barnacles is none too bright, is not putting anything together here.
Or a red ball. Have you seen a red ball at all?
No, I haven't seen a red ball or a flying pocket watch.
Then you appear useless to us. Feel free to ride on Steve. No, Steve, let it ride. We shall come across any problems that we can try and sort to resolve this shapely form you have, and we shall continue on towards the lake.
Which of you is Steve?
Oh, this one. And he points back to the llama with his head.
It's a toy.
A toy llama.
I'm not sure I should ride Steve.
Steve's head slowly rotates to look at him.
I am very sure I should not ride Steve.
Do you have a problem with Steve's fur? His blue color is quite horrifying.
His fur is fine, but he's very small. Like a kitten. Like I'm a kitten. I'm fine. Don't eat mud. It's horrible. Don't believe the snake. The snake says that eating mud is nice.
Now there's snakes. You've got flying fox things and snakes. You're making up stories. Now get your story straight, boy.
I'm sorry.
Can't the witch that changed you into a frog change all of us into frogs? I mean, it seemed pretty easy for them to do it, I guess.
I mean, she probably could, but she wouldn't. It took weeks before she turned me into a frog. But I can't go back like this.
Did you have to convince her?
No, she said I was too annoying. I might have broken something.
So were you held captured for a couple of weeks before she turned you into a frog?
No, I went back every evening, but I went out into the forest because it was fun. And there are mushrooms to chase and bugs and frogs. I don't think I can eat frogs anymore.
No,
it'd be like cannibalization. No.
And it was fine, and she ignored me. But then I broke the teapot, and then that was bad. I'm a bad kitty.
Where's your? Well, I don't think you're a bad kitty. I mean, that's still to be decided. Do you know where your human is?
My human's still at school. She'll miss me so much.
Do you want me to just take you back? I'm pretty quick. I can just take you back.
Would you want, as a human, would you want to look upon this visage? And he gestures towards the frog. It's grotesque and horrifying. I wouldn't think that anyone would want to look at that.
If you can imagine a frog doing the sad kitty ears, the frog is doing that.
Yes, I mean, maybe the human might not recognize you as a frog. I think riding on Steve might be the best situation, best solution. Yes.
Was Steve any complaints?
Was the witch able to talk to you, Kitty Frog?
Yeah. Humans can all talk to me.
Humans can talk to you?
Maybe we bring Kitty Frog along to the witch to see if we can change Kitty Frog back into a kitty, because a kitty that can talk to humans could be helpful to our quest.
Do humans not talk to you? That's very mean.
They talk to us, yes.
Humans should always talk to their kitties.
Humans talk to us and we talk back, but they're a bit dumb. They're a bit dumb. They don't understand what we're saying.
Blasphemy! Humans. Don't you dare insult my human with such words. Steve, spit on him.
The witch understood you, so you could ask the witch about the ravens in the pocket watch for us, and maybe we could figure out a way to try to convince the witch to turn you back into a kitty.
Oh, that isn't half a bad idea.
The frog gets this very overtly I'm being cunning face on it. It's like, I could ask the witch to help you if you help make her turn me back into a kitty.
Will you ride on Steve?
Is it safe? The kitten frog looks at the rest of you rather than looking at Barnacles.
Steve nods.
I would just whisper
slowly.
I'll whisper in his ear, said, just play along. It'll be safe. Just play.
All right. I've been thinking about the perfect plan, and I think it might involve a cute check at the door. This witch, if we can get them to realize that we're missing a friend, then maybe, just maybe, they'll undo their magic.
This could work. I'm impressed with your thoughts and cunning there, Pumpkin.
I'm not very cute, pumpkin. But if somebody else could be cute, I could just stay out of the picture.
I think I'm rather adorable myself, and he does the shampoo and hair wave.
I've been told I'm somewhat cute.
Right.
Well, point us the way. We shall go. Do you have a name there, Frog Kitty?
My human calls me Spot.
I don't like it. We shall call you Fritty until we shall return back to your visage.
Yes, Spot's a bit common.
I thought Spot was spot on. I really did.
Oh.
But he's covered in spots. We can't refer to him as Spot if he's got lots. It doesn't make sense. He is Fritty until the time being where he returns back to his normal cat glorious form.
I don't actually have spots as a kitty. My human just likes the name.
Oh.
Maybe because they wanted a spot of tea or maybe there's a different spot.
So the kitten frog hops up very, very warily to Steve and kind of climbs onto Steve and sits there looking unsure of itself.
Steve sits there not moving until he fully gets on, and then his head rotates like the Exorcist all the way back, like a stuffed animal does, all the way to look at him, and then starts walking forwards, still looking at the cat. Steve, be nice. Onward, point the way, Fritty.
Oh my God.
You've never seen a frog with such big eyes.
Well, see, I like the idea that Steve had normal eyes and then they had to be replaced with buttons after they got replaced or chewed off. And so now they've got these red eyes. And it's good. Okay. It's just horrifying to look at. Yeah. It reminds me of Coraline from, she gets the buttons on. It's that kind of look. Yeah. All right. So, I guess Steve takes the lead with Fritty on his back.
Fritty and Steve lead you through the forest, over the stream and into the woods. And you walk for 10 minutes or so, and then you reach a small cottage. It's built of wood, has a shingled roof and a wooden fence around the house and the garden behind it. And there are flowers, not red ones, it's jasmine, growing up one side of the house. There's a herb garden in front of the door, well, kind of next to the front door, not in between the garden gate and the door. And in the front door, there is a large cat flap, or dog door, really. It's big enough for a small dog.
All right. Well, which way, Fritty? Do you enter through this dog door, or do you make haste and just meow at the front until the door opens and then we stand there looking at it for a while?
I scratched at the door the first few times and then I started just going inside, but I'm not sure if that was a good idea because I got turned into a frog. And I'm not really exactly sure what I did that was so annoying. And it was probably the teapot, but it might have been the door.
Very well. Let us mimic your original actions and we shall meow and scratch at the door and then pretend to want to go in but walk away at the last second. It is the only option.
It is the only sensible option. Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. You walk up to the front door and meow and scratch at the door.
No.
No. No. No.
And after you've done that a bit, you can hear footsteps inside, and then the dog door opens and a fox comes out. It's a fox with 4 tails. And she comes out and sits on the doorstep and looks at you with fairly judgy eyes.
My goodness, you've been transformed as well. I am so sorry to hear that.
What are you on about?
4 tails. Hang on, Barnacles. 4 tails. This is a very old fox. 4,000 years, I reckon, by my count.
Well, a lady wouldn't tell, but can I do something for you? Are you here for a reason? I see you brought a kitten
we bring
back.
you information.
Oh, yeah?
So you're aware of the school, of course, nearby.
Of course.
There was a huge raven that showed up today and burst into a whole series of smaller ravens and took a significant amount of items from students.
Yes, the Dokebi will do that. Your wards must be failing to let them in. I wonder if I could get in. Interesting.
Dokebi, did you say?
Yes, the Dokebi, the goblins. They take bird shape as often as they take any other shape. You do know about the shape-shifting goblins who live in the forest and steal things every few months from the school, every time the wards get weak?
This is my first time out.
Of course I do. Yes, absolutely. Of course.
The teachers used to go into the forest and hunt them down, but I think a few students died. They don't do that anymore.
Oh.
What was that you were mentioning about you wanted to get in? What would you do in the school?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I'm just fascinated to see the architecture.
It is rather impressive, yes.
Exactly.
Well, how can we track down these Dokebi goblins? I have business with them in getting something back.
Well, I could give you a map or tell you where their nest is, Or you could just search the forest for them.
Time is of the essence. If you would be able to direct us in some quicker way, that would be much appreciated.
I could help you if you do a task for me.
Fair.
No, Steve, we are most willing to do this for her. Sorry, forgive him. What would be this task?
Someone or something is stealing fruit from my apple tree every night. And unfortunately, I am rather busy, tonight especially. So I can't guard it myself. But if you guard the tree for me and I'll give you some special paint. If you mark the thief with the paint so that I can find them, then I'll tell you exactly where the Tokyabi's den is.
Excuse me, just give me a second. I'm going to go over to Steve and talk to Fritty. Fritty, was that you, perchance? You stole the fruit.
No, I don't eat apples.
You sure? Don't lie to me, boy.
I'm not lying. Do you eat apples? Are apples even edible to kitties?
No, but you're a frog now. I don't know what frogs eat.
Mud, apparently. And moss.
Well, I'll trust you this time.
Just imagining this frog like just opening its jaw and scooping up mud. It tastes so bad.
I'm gonna suggest to the aged fox that it might be easier for us to watch this tree completely with our friend Spot transformed into something that's a little more natural.
Barnacles looks over at Pumpkin. Who's Spot?
Fritty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean Fritty. Yes, Fritty. Fritty apparently was a kitty and doesn't understand why they're a frog.
They're a frog because they annoyed me far too much as a kitten. They're only slightly less annoying as a frog, but it's probably learned its lesson. I'll turn it back after you've marked the thief for me. I'm feeling generous today.
Oh, that is quite generous. Hear that, Fritty? You might get a less unappealing visage to you.
The frog kind of jumps on the spot.
Hey, you're putting slime all over Steve. I have to lick him later.
So I suggest that you give the paint to us because we'll need it, right? Robespierre should be the best to carry the paint, the fastest of us.
Is what color is the paint?
Do come inside. The fox goes back through the fox flap in the door.
I stand in. Barnacle stands and meows at the door until it opens.
Robespierre open the caps like,
yeah,
come on this way, nothing to be afraid of.
Pumpkin's still a little skittery. Like, walk into the house of a fox that can turn you into a frog.
How big is this flap? Because I mean, Barnacles, his what's the called trait is that he's a big kitty, much bigger than the average kitty. So I'm curious as to whether he thinks he'll get stuck. And if he does think he gets stuck, he's going to get stuck.
He'll fit through.
Okay.
It's designed to be big enough for a fox, so even quite a big kitty.
All right.
Get through easily.
Of course, now Pumpkin is thinking, I really want to know what's inside. Because Pumpkin is kind of nosy.
It's true.
And so just as quickly as Pumpkin was like getting trepidatious, Pumpkin turns around and goes, ooh, maybe they're cookies or something.
Because curiosity has never killed the cat, so we go forward.
Barnacles comes up the rear and gets stuck partly through. He's like, push, Steve, push. Put your back into it. And just eventually gets pushed through as Steve gives him a hand. And then Steve
and Fritty as well.
Watch your tongue.
Tongue does not go there.
Cat, got your tongue? Yes.
Oh, the puns. Oh.
You all managed to make it into the cottage in time to see the fox kind of stand up on its hind feet and weirdly morph into a human with foxtails. So she still has her 4 foxtails, but she now looks like a middling height, pretty Japanese lady wearing
Steve stops moving instantly.
a kimono.
We cannot show our powers in front of humans. Be careful.
Oh my God!
It's all right.
You're
really not a human.
I'm still not a human, and I can still understand you. Yes.
Oh, that makes sense because humans
feel free to
can't
move.
understand.
Steve falls over onto his side like a stuffed animal. No time for naps, Steve.
So the fox lady gets a jar off a shelf, and you see that she turned into a humanish form for a reason, because the shelf is quite high and it would have been quite difficult for a fox to get the jar down without breaking it. It's like a honey jar. It's got a little handle. It's like a miniature bucket. She takes the lid off, takes a paintbrush down from another shelf and sort of sticks that into the jar, and then puts the jar on the floor. And it's full of kind of a shimmery, translucent gold liquid. And she says to you, this is the paint that I need you to mark the thief with. If there's no thief by morning and none of the apples have been stolen, that's fine too. I'll still tell you where the Dokebi's nest is.
You still transform Frippy back.
Yes, I'll do that too.
Well, I think the best idea is that so we can get rest, we take it in watches. I'll Pumpkin, if you want to go first, Steve can go second. I'll take third. And if you want to come up in the morning there, Robespierre, you can do that. All 4 of us take watch. Be fine.
Sure. One question first. Milady, what shall we call you?
You may just call me Gumiho.
Okay, Gumiho. One more question. Why couldn't you have done this yourself? You seem very capable.
I'm busy this evening. I'm visiting my sister. We have an important catch-up to do.
That doesn't sound ominous at all. I'm fully trusting of you. So is this a deal where we get 3 Cokes from the fridge while you're gone, or how's it going to work?
I'm certain there are mice around if you get hungry.
Oh, good. Yes, it's fine.
Getting quite peckish.
Do feel free to help yourself to any of the wildlife around. The birds are more of a problem for me than the mice, but either way.
Oh.
I do have a mouse casserole on, but it probably has... what's toxic to cats again?
Poinsettia plants.
Quite a lot is poisonous to cats, yes.
Is it onions?
Onions are not good. Chocolate's not good.
Poinsettias, poisonous. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should eat the casserole. I mean, you're welcome to if you'd like.
I don't think... I think that's a good idea. We don't eat the casserole, yes.
Curious how it tastes.
I think it tastes lovely.
Careful now, Pumpkin. We don't know what's in that casserole.
All right. Well, I've got to eat something soon. Is there a stream with fish nearby?
The closest stream is the one between here and the school.
Very well. Well, I shall go and make myself knowledgeable of this particular area around the tree, and then we can find the best course of action to try and tunnel them in and catch this wicked creature. If you don't mind me, Steve, give me a push. I need to get back out. And he'll walk towards the door, and Steve will, just flop straight back up without moving. And
So this tree is in view of the house?
Yep. So behind the cottage, and she takes you out into the back garden, there's a small, it's probably an orchard, really. The garden is probably 20 meters across, thereabouts, with a fence around the outside. And there are 5 trees in the garden. One of them is an apple tree with golden yellow apples on it, and it's the one that's furthest from the house. The other trees don't have fruit on them at the moment.
Yeah. Can I do some kind of check to see if I can figure out what might have been eating these, like from the mouth or beak bits or whatever been, like try and figure out what's been eating the apples? Are the apples completely gone or are they just partly gnawed at?
Completely gone.
Ooh, okay.
So you can make a cunning check to see what you think might be stealing them.
All right, let's do it. I think, is this our first roll for the evening?
Yeah, first roll. Let's go.
All right, well, clearly cunning is my best skill because it's a 1. Difficulty type? What do we got?
It's probably just a typical difficulty.
All right, let's see how we go. That roll? Not really. Let's try again. Is that rolling for you guys?
No.
No.
I might have to do a sneaky refresh of Roll20. Is it what are the actual dice we roll? I've got the Roll20 has our joy. Is it D6s?
Yeah. It's 6-sided dice, and the number of dice is the number of your
Let me just
your ability.
manually do a roll a D6. I've only got 1. There you go. I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
I think the problem is that Steve has been talking to them this whole time. He's just distracted. And he's like, Steve, I'm trying to concentrate.
You are pretty sure that the only creature that might possibly live in a forest and steal apples from a tree inside a fenced orchard is, in fact, an alpaca. Maybe a llama, but you don't think llamas live in forests.
Steve, is this
Alpacas,
some kind of relative of yours who's been stealing these apples? Ward them off. What don't you like, Steve? Yeah, this really doesn't want to roll. I don't know why. But so be it.
Maybe the as.
I know what it was. Hang on, let's try this. Maybe. Yeah. No, so my cunning, although it had a 1, it was a placeholder 1, and so I'd actually up it to 1 in order to do it. So that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I guess that's no successes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to go on the hunt out for this alpaca / llama in the area.
So Barnacles was taking first watch?
No, you are. Barnacles would take third watch right after Steve's turn.
Yeah, I thought Pumpkin was going first, right?
Yeah, Pumpkin, you go first, yes.
So
Pumpkin's
going to climb the tree and rest right above, or actually on the branch, but further in where the apple is. So they're just kind of sitting there.
Okay.
With the paint, ready, I guess, or, right? Because you two are doing other stuff. Is that right? Or you're going to watch too? You're going to sleep?
I'm having a cat nap.
Cat nap. Okay. So could you sleep underneath so I can drop sticks on you if something happens?
Oh, I'm sure we can arrange that, yes.
All right. So I ready some small twigs to be able to drop. Okay. Should I notice anything? I'll be looking around a little bit, and I think I'm using my cunning to kind of figure out a good spot here. So,
okay. So you're going to split the rest of the afternoon and the night into, was it 3 watches or 4? Were you putting Steve on a watch?
Steve is definitely requested to take a watch.
Are you kidding me? What is a non-magical iguana going to do?
What?
Does Steve talk?
Yes. He's been talking this whole time. Do you not hear him? Now, the thing is that...
No, I don't.
I don't hear him either.
Barnacles' flaw is he suffers hallucinations. And so he believes Steve is real.
Yeah.
His telekinesis is his magical ability makes Steve walk around and move. So you guys see that, but Barnacles constantly hears Steve as well.
I guess we just don't know Steve's language. And I'll whisper to Pumpkin, just play along.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Steve.
See you, Steve.
Steve, nods his head at both of you. Very well mannered, Steve. You're growing as a person.
Or a llama.
Oh! I just realized, Robespierre, we need to get something from the School of Magic. Maybe we can send Steve to go do it.
Yes, we could.
Sure. What do we need?
We need to get a message to our humans that we're out here. So we can try to write a message, or maybe ask the foxy lady to write the name, that we're out and we'll be back. I think that's important, and you can.
Yes, Cassandra could get worried, and assuming what's her name, Kika Gomio, is that her name? Yeah. Assuming Gomio is willing to write us the letter. Yeah, is that the yay or a nay? If we go and ask nicely, we need to contact Cassie and let her know that we are safe and we're spending the night away. Could you potentially write this letter for us?
I think you need to make a check there, probably a cute check.
All right. Do you want to take charge, Pumpkin?
Robespierre, you better take the cute check. I got a 1.
Oh, okay. I've got a 2. Okay, yeah. I will do a cute check. Yeah.
It's only a typical difficulty.
Oh, it was just distracted. Yes, distracted by Steve. Okay.
So unfortunately,
hey Steve, I'm going to be like, can you please write a letter for us, Hamill?
Robespierre gets a hairball halfway through asking, and it's just so not cute.
Yeah.
The Gumiho actually takes a step back and just stares at the hairball on her floor. It's just like, I'm leaving now. I'll see you in the morning. And with that, she literally just leaves the cottage. She goes, turns into a fox and runs into the woods.
Robespierre is quite proper, so he's like,
Robespierre,
not my finest moment.
All right, I think
gather your balls and bring them outside the cottage.
I think as Robespierre comes back, Barnacles will be like, okay, I guess I'll just have to get Steve to tell her directly. Steve, and he grabs both sides of his face. It's just, this is very important. You need to tell Cassie that we are safe. All right? Safe, Steve. Do this for me. Go! And then Steve sprints off and he gets out of range of my telekinesis ability, just follows over. He's like, he's done it for us. He shall return on the morrow. Unfortunately, with Steve gone, we're going to have to take 3 watches.
Good.
I'm going to miss Steve. He was very capable.
All right. So who is on first, second, and third watch?
Who's on first?
What's on second?
Second.
Yeah. I'll take first. I'm
Really?
you're going to have trouble. Sorry. It's only because I'm worried about Steve. I'm going to have trouble sleeping. He could be anywhere.
I'll be good at it. I'll take a nap first. That's fine.
I'll take second. Yeah. Pumpkin third. Yeah.
Oh, I'm third?
Yeah,
all right.
Third.
I'm clean up.
Have a good nap.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 of you curl up to nap. 1 in the tree still, or are you going to nap somewhere else and then climb the tree for your watch?
To nap in the tree and have, there was a perfect plan.
Perfect plan. So many purrs.
I'll
So
swap
you're going to
you
nap
then,
in the
Pumpkin.
tree?
Yeah, Pumpkin, you go second. I'll go last. So then you can still have your plan. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to nap in the tree
All
the way I
right.
was, and I'll drop sticks if I.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
So Robespierre, you're napping under the tree where you can have sticks dropped on you if necessary.
Correct.
And for the first watch,
Yep.
Barnacle, what are you going to do? I mean, Steve's not there. Your constant companion.
No, he is. He's a bit panicked. He's doing a lot of pacing. He's constantly worried that the Dorbebi, is it Dorbebi?
Tokebi.
Torkebi, T-O-R. Tokebi, are going to capture Steve throughout the night and he won't be able to make it back. And then Cassie's going to be worried. I mean, there's so many unknown features, and Steve is as untrustworthy as they come. I mean, he has to be under constant supervision. It's dangerous. So he's a bit panicked. I'd say he's probably somewhat distracted, but he's keeping an eye out for anyone who may steal these apples.
So Robespierre, you sleep the sleep of a cat. You are perfectly happy. And Barnacles paces, finds a tree, climbs down from the tree, climbs up the tree again to see if he can see Steve yet, realizes that it's not morning, climbs down from the tree, paces some more.
Walls the tree, sharpens nails on things.
Yep.
At 3 a.m., he just runs around like crazy for, a good 20 minutes, and then he's done.
But as it gets towards the time that you would change over from first watch to second watch, which is just around a little bit before midnight.
Mm.
So you're going to maybe climb the tree to wake Pumpkin. Pumpkin is happily napping on the tree branch.
Yeah, and it's a struggle because he's such a big cat. Like he's just, even his own legs.
I
It's
fell
just hard
asleep
to
on my
carry.
watch.
It's my
No,
watch.
it's not your watch yet.
It's about to be your
It's
watch.
changeover.
So I'm coming
Change
to get
over
you.
to your watch. So
Got
the
it.
two of you are awake because Barnacle hasn't yet gone to sleep and Pumpkin has just woken up. Robespierre is asleep underneath the tree. And you hear a noise. It's actually kind of like bird song, but not the kind of bird you'd normally hear at night. It's a nice sounding bird, not, the shrieking of a nightingale or an owl.
Mm.
You just start feeling kind of sleepy. It's just
Boy,
this
drop all the sticks.
lovely music. Okay, you drop all the sticks on Robespierre's head.
I fall off the branch and land on Robespierre too. Just,
I'm coming to another hairball.
And you all, so you're all awake. You can all hear the sound, which is a little bit like birdsong and a little bit like beautiful music. You're all feeling very sleepy and you all need to make a check of your choice to stay awake. Now, you can decide how you want to stay awake, if you want to stay awake. If you want to just go to sleep, you can do that.
I was thinking that. I'm like, well, my watch is over and this is pretty comfy. And he's just, kind of massaging his shoulders into Robespierre as he's lying on top of him on the ground. You guys do your thing. And he kind of just rolls onto his back, sleeps all feet in the air.
Fair enough.
A check. Which check is it?
So you can choose how you're going to stay awake.
Well,
What are you going
I
to
am
do
going
to stay
to-
awake?
I'm going to use I'm going to be fierce and just run. I'm going to tear off. I'm going to try to make distance is what I'm going to do. Because I'm like, this is a sound thing and I want to be far away from here, but I still want to be able to see.
Okay, so you're just running off into the forest, or you're going to run circuits around the fence, or you're just going to run?
Well, wait, so I'm going to try to run beyond the fence, to and up into the tree at a distance to be able to watch the tree, but not, be directly there.
Are you taking the paint with you?
Oh, no, I leave the paint with Robespierre.
Okay.
I dropped the paint on him.
Fritty is fast asleep at the bottom of the tree, giving little froggy snores.
Well, that's all right. We just have to pick up Robespierre and rub him against the...
I think Robespierre is awake just from the amount of things dropped on him, including a big cat.
He can't move, but he's awake.
Yeah. Oh,
Cat, bucket of pain.
Every moment of living is pain.
All right. So that means, Jay, for Pumpkin, you need to make a fierce check on typical difficulty. And Damien, for Robespierre, it's probably also fierce, but yours is easy because you just got another giant cat dropped on your head, and it's pretty easy to stay awake under that.
So a typical or easy.
Yeah, typical.
Easy.
Typical for you, easy for Robespierre.
Yeah, I have 2 successes.
You stay awake without a problem. You are dashing around like a mad thing.
Mine didn't work. Let's try that again. Why did that not work?
Have you got how many dice? You got 1 or 2?
1.
Yeah, so you might have the placeholder one. So if you push the little up arrow to make it so it's
same thing that happened.
That's
to you.
what I had. Yeah. Sneaky, right?
Sneaky. There we go. Oh, 1 success. Fantastic.
Excellent. You also stay awake, although not quite as effectively as Pumpkin. That's fair because you just got a cat dropped on your head, whereas Pumpkin is running.
There's a cat on me.
You just hear Barnacles snoring, just like, put down the mattress, Steve.
So, Pumpkin, you are just outside the fence, up a tall tree, watching. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I do have an action that I want to do.
Okay, what's that?
So I can see both Robespierre and I can't see Steve, but
actually you might be able to see Steve depending on which way
I can see Barnacles. And I want to use my power so I want to zap them at a very low voltage, but just enough to give them an ow, like wake you up kind of ow.
Okay.
I want to make sure they're awake. Kind of like flicking the back of someone's ear, like
you can do that.
How many owies is your zap?
Yeah, I think that's actually a cute check. So if you succeed on your cute check, then you're just going to flick them in the ear and you're going to give them a cute kitty face when they look at you. And they're not going to be cross with you. And if you fail, then you're actually going to give them an owie by hitting them too hard with your lightning.
Okay. Here goes.
So typical difficulty, but cute.
One dice, 1 success.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, you managed to zap your companions on the ear, but not in such a way as to annoy them. And
Barnacles jumps up and does that cat arching back thing, like, Steve! Oh, it's you. Pierre, what are you doing? Is it your watch yet? Turns over to look at you, lying on the ground, all flattened.
You are all awake.
Alert.
You all see that the music continues, although it's not putting you to sleep anymore. But there's a sudden light in the air, and a big golden bird flies in and lands in the apple tree and begins eating the apples.
Like it's not red.
It's not red. It's like metallic gold.
Robespierre, this is like our person.
Right? So I can't do much from the tree except zap them. I get ready to zap that big bird, but I'm not going to do it unless it's like leaving and we don't get the paint on it.
Yeah.
So I'm like building up charge.
Robespierre, you have the paint. Well, yes, you have the paint because Barnacle was asleep.
It was dropped on
No
you.
longer asleep. Yeah. You also have paint on you.
Oh dear, that's going to prevent me from doing my plan. I was going to slowly kind of hunt it very slowly, climb up the tree like a leopard, and then pounce with my super speed just at the last minute.
You can definitely do that.
As opposed to doing super speed the whole time?
Well, I figure the closer I get, the better a chance I've got, kind of like a lion or a leopard.
Yeah, you can do that. That's a cunning check, I think.
Yes, I have 3 in cunning. Haha.
And you get an extra dice because you're using your special power.
Ooh.
Good combo.
So how do I add extra dice in this? So you roll, because I can just add 1 temporarily. Probably the best way. Yeah, let's do that. Is it typical?
Typical difficulty, yes.
Okay. I didn't roll 4. Anyway, so I got 1 success. Might just roll another.
I think you can roll an extra dice.
Just at the top, it says roll extra dice.
Oh, does it?
Under your name.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, so it does. Oh, 0 on that. So 4 dice and 1 success. Oh, that's pretty disappointing.
It's not the best that it could be, but it's still a success. That'll still get you to pounce on the bird.
Hold him down, Robespierre. I've got an idea.
Got him. I'll grab him by the neck. Arr, I've got him.
Is there a apple that's dropped on the ground?
There are no apples on the ground. No, there's a half-eaten apple in front of the bird on the tree.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything on the ground in my near vicinity, rock or otherwise?
Yeah, you can find a rock.
Yeah, cool. I want to use my telekinesis to float the rock into the paint and then send it hurtling up towards the bird to dab paint on him.
Okay, that's pretty cunning.
I've got him pinned down in the tree. I've got him pinned down the tree.
All right, so I think that the combination there, Robespierre, you probably need to make a fierce check to keep the bird pinned. And no, Kitty, you cannot. Sorry, I have an actual cat trying to rub her face on my laptop.
Typical?
Typical, yes. And
ooh, fail.
Ooh, fail.
Ooh, struggles free.
The bird has struggled free, which means the bird can react.
Seeing the bird free, I want to take a shot of like electricity at it. I want to zap it as soon as I can.
Okay. First, Barnacle gets to make a check to hit it with the rock covered in paint.
All right. So you said that was a cunning roll?
It's probably, I mean, you can have it be cunning or fierce. It depends.
I would prefer fierce.
You can do it with fierce because you're just like hitting that rock at it.
It's fierce with an extra dice because it's my ability. Is that right?
Yep. Now the difficulty is hard because the golden bird has got 5 as its fierce difficulty.
All right. So hard check. Yep. And 1 extra dice.
2 extra dice for the magical powers?
Yep.
That's what it says on the character sheet.
Oh, cool. Great. All right. So I roll a hard difficulty with fierce, and then I get 2 extra dice for my next roll. Yeah. So no successes.
Oh dear.
Great. And
you miss the bird.
Oh wait, hang on. I get 2 extra. Okay, yeah. So 5 dice.
Oh no! Successes.
You hit that rock.
He's thinking about Steve.
Yeah. Dice are cold.
You hit the rock into the air, and you don't hit the bird, but you do hit Pumpkin.
Oh God!
Oh no!
It just flies off into the distance, and it's Pumpkin in the other tree.
Yep.
Is Pumpkin in the tree too?
All right.
No,
Pumpkin is in another tree.
He's in another tree outside.
Another tree.
He's a fair distance away.
Oh dear.
So I got there. There's paint everywhere. It's just good. Yes.
Wow.
It's all coming together now.
Yes, you meant to do that. That's part of my cutting plan, yes.
Totally meant to do that.
Now, Pumpkin, simply hug the bird and transfer the paint. My plan is flawless.
You're covered in paint.
Okay. Pumpkin, you get to use your power if you want to try to zap the bird at this point. The bird has had a rock thrown past it and a cat jump past it. It's pretty jumpy.
And I'm hoping that there's a chance that the rock has geomagnetic properties. I'm gonna like hold it and like use the current behind it with the hope that it will carry enough like voltage and current that it's going to hurl the stone, because the electrical pulse will carry a magnetic pulse with it.
Flawless. There is no way this plan can't work.
That cannot go wrong. No.
So you're going to climb down from your tree at super speed to
I don't have
rock
super
to
speed.
throw it?
No. I'm going to use electricity and try to zap the bird, but I'm going to do it through the rock to see if the rock can go too and paint the bird or whatever.
The rock hit you, but it's also fallen out of the tree. If you want to use the rock, you have to go fetch it. All right. You zap it. So you get, that is a fierce check as well to try to zap the bird.
Okay.
So you get fierce +1 dice for using your magical power.
How do I get the +1? Can I just roll the fierce and then roll the dice separately? Will that work?
Yeah.
It's two extra dice, isn't it?
And is it typical?
Is it 2 for the magical power?
That's what it says on the character sheet. So.
Then it is in fact 2 for the magical power.
Okay.
Yeah, it's +1 for the talent.
Yeah.
So is this typical difficulty?
It is typical difficulty, yes, because you're just trying to zap it.
Trying to zap it unconscious if I can, even though it might be larger than a human. But we'll go for that. So
that's 1 success.
Okay, so I have 2 more die coming.
Yeah.
Right?
2 extra dice.
So let's see. Roll. Oh, come on. What are you doing? You're kidding me. You're going to like. So the menu's going crazy on me. So I'm just going to try to do it with a little pick box. Did it work? 2d6.
What counts as a success?
For typical, it is 4, I think.
So that'd be 1 extra success. So 2 in total.
So 2 total. Is that
2
right?
total. So you've succeeded. You zap the bird. You zap the bird, and you deal the bird an owie with your zap.
Oh, got him.
The bird flips out. It takes off out of the tree. And now, Robespierre, you tried to pounce on the bird. You are still in the tree, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep. The bird grabs you. So the bird tries to grab you. You need to make a fierce check to not get grabbed.
Oh, I'm not good at this. Okay. Typical?
Your difficulty is 5, so that's hard.
Oh, dear.
Sure.
0 success.
Cold dice today, guys.
Yeah. Man, what's going on? It grabs me. No.
It grabs you and flaps off out of the tree. You are held in the talons of this huge gold bird, and you are in the air. You are also, however, covered in paint.
I'm covered in paint too.
How did you get covered in paint?
Because you dropped the paint on his head.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yes. All right, can I try and hug it to get paint on it?
You absolutely can try to hug it to get paint on it. That's another fierce check, though.
All right, let's do it. Typical?
Typical, yep.
Oh, yeah. 1 die, 1 success.
All right. You managed to hug the bird, but with 1 success, you've got kind of complications to what happens. So you can hug the bird, but you also suffer an owie as the bird drops you on the ground because it's not so keen on being hugged by a cat.
I'll take the owie.
So, yeah. You take an owie, but the bird is at least dabbed with paint, if not covered in paint.
Yes, well, I think she just said paint. She didn't say dabbed.
Yeah, she just said mark it with the paint.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's done then.
Yep.
Done. Check box.
Owie. Ow, owie, ow, ow. I'm going to limp like one paw. Is like, ow, ow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scurry into a hiding place. It's off a monster.
How's this bird reacting now? Like, is it flying away or is it
It's flying away. It is leaving into the forest, taking its golden light and its music away with it.
We have done well this eve. I am proud of you, Robespierre. You did well. And Pumpkin, why are you covered in paint?
Well, I'm covered in paint too.
Your rock.
That could have been anyone's rock.
It could have.
You know, I think Steve might have fished.
Yes.
I don't believe it's my watch anymore. And he, job well done.
Anyone's rock, but it was a rock covered in paint.
Wow, this forest sure is crazy. Probably one of those Tobebi. That might have been a Tobebi rock.
Could have been Flippy. I don't know if I trust Flippy.
Yeah, we'll glare over at Flitty.
Flitty.
At the bottom of the tree, you see that the bird has dropped a couple of feathers. If any of you would like a feather, there are golden feathers at the bottom of the tree.
Ooh.
Oh, yay. I put that in my little pouch carrying thing that I have. And add that golden feather to my inventory.
Gold. It's not red.
I shall take your feather.
Gold covered or actually actual gold?
It's gold colored.
Okay.
It's still a feather, but everything about the feather is the color of gold. The shaft, the bits of the feather. So,
how many feathers were there in total?
There are about 5 feathers in total.
Cool.
And they're all glowing slightly.
I'd like to take softly. Steve, and it's just these are going to look great on Steve's ears.
I have an idea. Pumpkin has an idea. Pumpkin wants to take the feather back to Sushi.
Oh, that's sweet.
I
think that should happen right away. And honestly, we can come back to the foxy lady later. The what is it called? The
Gumiho.
Gumiho. Yeah, I gotta get my Gumiho. Okay.
So you don't wish to stay here any longer? I mean, should this bird return for extra delicious apples, I would be worried that this Gumiho wouldn't be so appreciative.
The Gumiho asked us to mark the
thief.
Well,
We've done that.
First, she has to hold up her end of the bargain and transform Flitty back. And Flitty will help us find the homework that's been lost. Because
all right, we'll wait.
My human will absolutely freak out without the homework.
Fear not. Steve shall be keeping our humans company this eve.
We'll stay.
Steve is very trustworthy.
I wouldn't say that. He says some really horrible things about a lot of people.
Steve does. I've never heard him say that.
Do you not listen to him? Just earlier, he was insulting your mother.
So I think Steve must have a special language. I can never understand what he says.
My goodness. No wonder he says such horrible things. Never mind. All right.
Ursula's going to be like,
All right.
Okay. Keep an eye on that one.
So
yeah.
Are you going to continue with your watches, or are you all just going to sleep now that you've done what you asked to do?
I think continuing with the watches is ideal. You know, we can rotate the watch. And I still have to get up at 3 a.m. and run around a lot and bother everyone in the near area.
It's true.
You got to do it.
That's true. It's true.
I'm going to try to rest off that rock hit under, curled up inside, a hollowed out tree somewhere, close by. But
yeah. right.
I think Robespierre has just had a lot dropped on him, so I think he's going to actually fall asleep from exhaustion.
So you managed to sleep, except for your running around at 3, and if you want to keep a watch, keeping a watch. Although I'm not sure that would work because I think Robespierre was meant to have the third watch.
The third watch, yeah.
And Robespierre is happily just going to sleep through it.
He's going to sleep through it. He's exhausted.
Well, then I'm gonna get up, talk to Barnacles, and say, Barnacles, hey, look, Steve's coming back.
What?
Maybe Steve can take a watch.
Yes, Steve, what are you doing? And he'll get up and hurry towards Steve. And as he comes within range, Steve just kind of rotates back up again, still facing away, and turn around. Steve, did you give the message to Cassie? Steve, why don't you talk? Oh yes, there we go. Oh, thank you, Steve. Oh yeah, good. And he'll come back and have this long-winded conversation between him, and it's all one-sided for you guys. Well, I know you're probably exhausted, but do you have the energy to push through and keep an eye over this and this tree throughout the remainder of the evening? Good man. Steve says he'll do it, for those of you who aren't listening. Right. And he glare over Robespierre.
I feel confident falling asleep with his hallucination watching the tree. So.
As do I. Steve, keep vigilant. There's been some creepy things throughout the eve. In the meantime, and he takes his 2 feathers and kind of stuffs them into Steve's ears. So behind his ears, he's got these gold feathers going up.
Yep.
Cute.
You look fabulous. Keep an eye out. This creature might come back for his feathers. You are now a target, Steve. But this is a cross you bear. He'll just plop over onto his side right now and good luck, Steve. Straight to sleep. Steve falls over the moment. Barnacles falls asleep.
But fortunately, Pumpkin and Robespierre are also asleep at that point. So the rest of the night passes pretty peacefully, except for the running around at 3 a.m, followed quickly by going back to sleep. And as the sun rises and wakes you all up with, the rumbling of your empty tummies and the fact that your plates have possibly never had food on them, the fox comes trotting back through the woods. You see her go round to the front of the cottage and hear the fox door open and shut. And then there's shuffling around inside.
You wake up, look over at Steve. He's got blood all down the front of him from his mouth. Doesn't exist. No, okay.
Well, you think he does.
Steve, what have you been doing?
Robespierre and Pumpkin are like, what? What has he done?
Look at him. There's blood everywhere. Steve looks completely normal to you guys, apart from the feathers. Clean yourself up at once. It's horrifying. Well, I guess our only option is to walk inside and meow a lot until we get fed. Let us go, gentlemen.
Sound plan.
Steve, you may not come in like that.
The stuffed llama sits at the door and starts washing itself the way a cat would, like putting one leg in front of its face and then rubbing it on itself.
It's putting more blood everywhere as it does so.
Yeah.
You guys just watch this stuffed llama not open its mouth and just like punching itself in the face.
Okay.
The rest of you, the gumiho comes to the door, the back door, opens it, and says, "Did you catch the thief?"
Yes, easy, no problem at all. Nothing went wrong at all. Yes, everything was great.
Everything's
Excellent.
great. We painted ourselves too, though. I hope that's not a problem.
It's all
Mr.
right.
Bourne,
I'll take that into account and exclude you from the spell.
There was some kind of golden bird with feathers like within Steve's head covering its body.
Interesting.
And a musical sound that almost put us to sleep.
That would be why none of my other guards have managed to stay awake. I should have just asked Kitties to begin with. You're not the first, but you are the most successful. And so I will turn the kitten back into a kitten. She snaps her fingers, and at the back of the group, the frog that is Fritty Spot turns into a black and white striped kitten, who immediately is like, oh, yay, I'm a kitten. I don't have to eat mud ever again. And just like fluffs out into this ball of fur and bounces on the Spot in excitement.
Spot, you have stripes. That makes even less sense.
You know, I thought you'd be more attractive. I really did.
You have always been blunt, Barnacles.
Goes down.
Harsh.
I'm just repeating what Steve says.
My God, he's got a mouth on him, Steve.
Yes. No, Steve. Oh, my God. Look, I apologize for what he's saying about you and that hideous birthmark on the side of your face. Pay no mind to him.
The Gumiho gives you a bit of a strange look and then says, well, you fulfilled the task for me, so you should be able to find the Tokebi's nest underneath a dead tree, just a little way away from the waterfall at the head of that stream. If you follow the stream upstream until the waterfall, and then you head east into the forest, you'll find a dead tree. The Tokebi nest under that.
Very well. That is very useful advice. I do believe one of them might have actually come near your premises last night and threw a paint-covered rock at Pumpkin here.
That is entirely plausible, actually.
It does look, look, he's got that giant dried-out paint on him.
You should see a singe mark on him, too.
Well, no time to lose. Cassie's homework is due in less than a day now. You best hurry towards the waterfall.
I hate to think what Philippe is doing without his red ball. He must be so upset. Yes, please, let us go.
Right. This is probably a good place to take a break, if you want to take a break.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Come back as you head off towards the Tokebi's nest.
Okay.
All right.
Great time. All right, we are back. Danielle, what's happening?
All right. So you are walking into the forest from the Gumiho's cottage back towards the stream, I presume?
True.
Yes.
Yep. Because the Gumiho, you remember, told you go upstream along the stream till you reach the waterfall, go east until you find the dead tree.
Did the newly named Spot come with us?
The newly named Spot went with you to the stream and then hopped across the stream and headed back towards the school.
Hopped?
Because
he was a frog all along?
Oh,
But Steve stayed at the cottage.
No, of course not. God, don't do that to me. Steve was with us. Our faithful companion, after all his hard work, taking watch.
emotional support llama.
That's it.
and there's a stream that you can wash all that blood off on.
You just see Barnacles with his head just, Steve, be queen, be queen. Where's it not come up? So what's that, Lady Macbeth, and the blood's always on her hands.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
the blood,
yeah.
the blood.
Out damn spot.
All right.
Oh, that's it. Yes, out damn spot.
Goddamn Spot. Oh, he's already gone.
Hey, again.
It's all connected.
That would have been smart if it was on purpose, but it was actually entirely coincidental.
I love it. All right.
Cool.
So,
So you're
yeah.
at the stream.
Mhm.
You head upstream along the stream. Most of you presumably walking next to it rather than in it. It's not very deep, but it's still deep enough that it would get your belly fur wet.
I'm assuming that my paws are
Okay.
covered in some kind of mud at the moment. It's gross.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I mean, don't I want to get the paint off my fur?
I mean, you do, but also you're a cat. So your way of getting things off your fur is to lick them.
Right.
Or roll in dirt.
And then rinse your mouth out in the stream.
Yeah. I think we'll be going through that process.
Yep.
Just
now you know how Spot felt about the mud.
That's it.
Yes.
I might take 5 to hunt for a mouse or something, you know.
Okay.
And for me, I might get something bigger like a squirrel and just zap it.
Just zap it off.
Just make a loofah out of dead squirrel.
So you can, if you want to hunt for a mouse or something, you can definitely do that. You'll need to make a cunning check to find one and then a fierce check to catch it.
Okay. So I will do, since I guess it's just a straight cunning check to find it. So typical cunning.
Yeah. 2 successes. You managed to find some suspicious rustling in the undergrowth near the stream.
Okay. And since I'm using my power or my magic, then I get extra dice, right?
Yep. You can get 2 extra dice.
Hunting with magic.
Hunting with magic.
Hardly seems fair.
Yeah. And then it's not rolling the extra dice. Why is that not rolling? Roll extra dice. Oh, I need to put the number in.
The 2 extra dice for your magic.
Yep.
Oh my lord.
Oh damn.
So that is a super success.
Where were these dice rolls earlier when they were actually mattered?
So
Hunting a mouse is what kitties do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Not usually by
Pumpkin.
magic though.
You deal an owie to the squirrel or mouse that you're hunting. You take it down. You can eat it if you want. As an aside, my cat managed to find a mouse in the cat run, so it must have been a very silly mouse last night, and literally brought the mouse in, killed it, and ate it on the carpet in front of me before I could catch the cat and take the mouse away. The crunching.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I've heard the crunching.
I mean,
yes.
at least it didn't try to give me the mouse, but the crunching.
Yeah.
I have had to take a live mouse out of a cat's jaws, and he was not happy.
Yep.
I'm guessing that, like, with a really, really good success, I managed to get something that was enough food for me and probably a little bit for my friends, right? Or is it?
If that's what you want to do, I mean, you get a super success, so you get an extra bonus. If you want to make sure that like what you
toasted
caught
a bunny.
was probably not a bunny, but probably a squirrel is quite.
The mouse was pregnant, so you get like extra snacks inside.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
It's like a Kinder Surprise.
It just tastes like chicken.
You managed to get, 2 mice and a nest of baby mice, or a squirrel and a baby squirrel or something. There's enough for all 3 of you to have something to eat for breakfast.
What about Steve?
Steve, you're not eating that, Steve?
Doesn't he eat grass?
Oh, that's true. That's true. But we saw that. Wasn't he covered in blood? Anyway, sorry.
I think Barnacles will say that you have to serve Steve and they'll help him eat. You're not going to eat that, Steve? Yeah, all right, let me.
This is
Tails are all the nutrients up.
Yeah.
Great. So after we're well fed from our big night and somewhat cleaner,
Yep.
we'll make our way upstream.
You make your way upstream and you find, after probably half an hour, maybe an hour of walking upstream, you reach a big rock that looks a little bit like an owl with a little waterfall falling over it. So the stream does continue past that, but you can see that the stream is at a higher level and then it falls down this little waterfall, and then there's the stream that you were walking along. So It looks like this is
sounds
probably
like
the
mentioned.
point that you should be turning east. It's still morning, so it's fairly easy to tell which way is east and which way is west.
Great. So let's do it. We travel east.
Let's travel east, yeah.
You travel east through the forest. And this early in the morning, the forest is still quite chilly. It's quite dark and shadowy. Like, you can definitely see sunlight, and certainly there's enough light for your kitty eyes to see. But it's still kind of a little bit creepy and twilighty. And as you go, I would like each of the three of you to make a cunning check. It's a typical difficulty. It's just to make sure that you're paying attention to where you're going.
Cunning. I'm going to rely completely on Steve. Difficulty, you said typical, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, 3 dice, 0 success. Oh dear, more 0 success. Oh dear.
Yep.
Okay. So that was Pumpkin got 1 success and
Barnacles walks over.
Barnacle, none.
Steve, I'm a little focused on just making sure my feet stay clean, so I need you to keep an eye out for me, Steve. Don't let me down. He's just focusing on the ground, avoiding those wet patches, because white fur and mud, you don't want to mix them.
It's true. It's true. So you definitely avoid the mud. Pumpkin manages to avoid the weird snaky-looking vine that's on the ground in front of you moving. But, yeah, Barnacle and Robespierre both are too busy, in the one case, not looking, and in the other case, looking for mud, that you both walk onto the vine.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh no.
And so each of you has to make a fierce check at typical difficulty to not get grabbed by the snake vine that's tangling and moving its tendrils around like a creepy tentacle beast made of plants.
As it wraps around me, I reach out for Steve's, hand. Steve, grab me! Oh, and he does.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. You said, sorry, what was the difficulty? Because that was
Typical.
Hey, great. So 2 success. Perfect.
Oh, 1 success. Yes.
Oh.
1 dice, 1 success.
And Pumpkin?
Pumpkin was okay.
Pumpkin sees it, so...
I want to zap it with I want to use the zapping thing because there are no humans around. So zap away. First make a fierce check to avoid getting grabbed. Okay.
And then you can do a check to zap it. Now your difficulty should be easy because you saw it already.
Okay.
All right. 1 success. You don't get grabbed. But both Robespierre and Pumpkin, the snake vine gets the opportunity to hit you with its thorns. You each take an owie, although none of you have been grabbed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm at my limit now. I have 2 owies.
Oh. If you take 1 more owie, then you fall unconscious.
No.
You'll have to ride in Steve's back.
Don't you have a treat?
Do we have kitty treats?
Can you use a treat here?
You each have a kitty treat. You each start with 1 kitty treat.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2, but I will take it to 1.
Yeah,
it said 2 in the guide.
If it says it's 2, then you can start with 2.
Okay. That's what I had notated and read.
So what's the going from, like, you get 3 owies and you get an injury? Is that how it works? Or is it, how do you use injuries acquire?
Yeah, so the way it works is when you get an owie, that's a -1 dice to your dice pool.
Okay, yep.
So you each will have 1 trait at 1, 1 trait at 2, and 1 trait at 3.
Mm-hmm.
With 1 owie, the trait that you have at 1 you can't use unless you're using magic or a special ability as well. And you just get -1 dice for the other 2 traits. Once you get to 3 owies, that means that you can't use any of those traits.
Oh, wow.
So that's when you get an injury. Let me find the right page where it describes what happens with injuries.
Oh, so I have 2 hours, so I have 2 less dice?
Yep. So when you make a roll, it's hours.
That's bad. Okay, that's bad.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Injuries decrease your dice. Hours don't.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
So 1 more and I'll get an injury. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you get 3 hours to get an injury, yeah?
Yeah. 3 hours.
But you can use a
injury.
treat to avoid taking an injury, right?
Yeah. And we've got 2 treats, so yeah.
Yeah.
The next time I would use a kitty treat to avoid an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't reduce ours. It just stops the injury.
Yeah, it stops the injury. Yeah.
So you can keep going up in hours. So if you get 4 hours at that point, is that a new injury? And then every one after is another injury?
Yeah. So when you have 3 hours, when you take another hour, you actually take an injury instead.
Yeah, cool. And that just
so if you use a kitty treat, then you don't take that hour your injury. But the next time you take an hour, it's an injury anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then healing hours. When you get a super success, you can heal hours. When you get so if you get 4 successes or more, you can heal an hour for everyone in the group if you want to, as your special thing that happens.
Wow.
If you get 3 successes, you can heal an hour for yourself or for one other person.
So he rolled 4 successes before on his fierce check for the thingy.
He could have, instead of getting enough food to feed you all breakfast, he could have chosen to heal an hour for everybody.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad we stuck with the meal. That's a much better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you get -1 injury at the end of the scene where you suffered an injury. So it does heal by itself as well.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Alrighty. So we've got this vine in front of us. Is it still attacking and swaying, or is it just?
Yeah, it's attacking and swaying. It's just hit 2 of you with thorns. Now I think Pumpkin wanted to zap it.
I did want to. Yeah, I wanted to give it a good go here.
So that's a fierce check with your 2 extra dice for your zap.
Yeah, so I am going to use that right now. I'm just going to take that, edit. And is it easy or typical?
Typical difficulty. Actually, check. Yes, it is. Fierce is typical difficulty.
Woo.
And I'm going to roll my
extra dice.
You'd want to.
Where it's like giving the interface is giving me consternation, so I'm going to the other interface.
Okay.
1 second. There, the extra.
Oh, you do not manage to zap the vine. Like this vine seems to be resistant to electricity somehow. And the vine smacks you with thorns as its reaction because you got no successes. So Pumpkin, you take an owie.
Oh no.
All right. Seeing how this thing seems to be immune to...
That's my second then, right?
Yeah.
So
1 more and you get an injury.
Now
Okay.
1 more owie, reach your limit. And then with the 4th hour, you take an injury.
Is
Okay.
it?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, because so instead of taking the 4th owie, you take an injury instead.
Yeah.
So the 4th owie is your first injury. That's why you can have a treat and stop getting an injury. But every time, unless your owies go away, and you keep using up treats.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So seeing that works, Barnacles will look and be like, it seems to be like Pokemon. The grass types are not weak against electricity. Our only option is to run. I would like to try and use my telekinesis to lift up the vine so we can run under it. Is that doable? Yeah?
Yeah, that is totally doable. That is also, I think, a fierce check against the vine.
Ooh, all right. Here comes my roll. Difficult or typical hard? What do you got?
Typical. I think that's a typical difficulty.
A couple of extras. Oh, here's my chance to get some owie healing for you guys. Oh, I can do it. That's 4 successes.
Super success.
Oh, nice.
So I will
Glorious.
let you guys heal up your owies because I'm invincible.
So that's -1 owie for each player.
Yeah,
Excellent.
nice.
Oh, yes.
So you bring both
back
back
to
down to 1. And you
Oh,
successfully
barnacles.
lift up the vine so you can run underneath it.
Yeah, so it runs up and he's like, "Run, Steve, run!" And Steve, starts sprinting ahead, little llama legs says, you can all dart underneath it. I'll take up the rear.
Run.
Excellent.
I'd like to
Right.
think he's got like those little squeaky things at his feet. So it's like,
toy. Yeah.
as he runs. You've seen One Piece? Yeah, Chopper has the same thing. Like the reindeer, as every time he runs in the show, they've got like this as he's running along.
Oh, I haven't seen One Piece now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you make it past the vine and you continue more carefully, I imagine, through the woods.
Now, Steve, keep an eye out. That vine lifting took a lot out of me, Steve. Yeah. So we'll keep going.
Yep, let's go.
So the tree isn't very much further past that, and it's really easy to spot. It's this huge old dead tree that looks like it's been hit by lightning. It's all black and burned, although there are some green bits growing from the base of it. So maybe the tree isn't completely dead, but most of it is dead. And it's sitting in a big clearing because presumably before it died, it had quite a canopy. So it was shading out this whole area. There's a dark opening at the foot of the tree into some sort of cave or burrow underneath the roots. And as you get to the edge of the clearing and step into that open space, a translucent human appears about the size of a first-year student. So, an older kitten, maybe 12 or 13 for human.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts to approach you.
So it's a humanly ghost. Is that what we're seeing now?
It looks like a human-y ghost. And the clearing's all full of mist and fog now. So it's kind of like a human, half made of fog and half made of see-through light.
Barnabas kind of backs up a little like, oh my God, it's a ghost. Steve, try and talk to it. And he pushes Steve forward a few steps. Steve backs away scared as well.
Pumpkin just tries to look cute.
Okay. And Robespierre?
Robespierre's going to approach, and she's pretty confident and steps forward. Hello, how may we help you?
Okay. So you can see the translucent human ghost's mouth moving, but you can't hear anything that it's saying. But it's got the face that humans usually have when they approach a kitty. It's like the, oh, you're so cute face, and it's holding a hand out towards you. Now, which of you had ancient history and magic as your special
That would
ability?
be me. I was a historian kitty.
So, Robespierre, the historian kitty, you probably need to make a cunning check at this moment in time. It's easy.
I can use my bonus 1 dice for my talent.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Oh, nice. Two
successes, and then we'll do a extra dice as well.
Come on, let's get that critical success.
3 successes.
Nice.
3 successes. So, as an aside, if you would like, you can heal yourself of 1 hour.
Oh, yes, I would like.
Now,
Is that instead of, or that just happens when you roll a crit?
That's a crit bonus.
Okay, nice.
Oh, okay.
So you also are successful at remembering things about ghosts. And with 3 successes, you remember 2 things about ghosts. First, ghosts are made out of some kind of negative energy. If a ghost actually touches you, it's probably going to take some of your energy away, because that's what ghosts do. They don't want to do it. They don't do it on purpose, but they eat life force. That's how they stay in the world. Being petted by a ghost may not be fun. And second, ghosts can't actually see you. They can't see your body or your spirit. What they see is your breath. So the ghost can see you breathing, and that's how the ghost knows where you are and what you are.
So Steve is invisible to him.
Steve is invisible
Steve
to the
would be
ghost.
invisible.
Yes.
Oh, Steve,
The ghost
yes.
does not appear to react to Steve at all.
So you could throw Steve at him and nothing would happen.
Yes, nothing worse than being hit in the face with a stuffed animal.
Yes, well.
I'm going to relay this to my Kiki friends.
Pumpkin tries to do like just a gentle like electric charge towards that area, just to see if there's like an effect, like not even like just static, like, you know, sending static electricity through the air.
Okay. That's probably a cunning check, because you're trying to work out information.
Yeah.
So you can use cunning plus your 2 extra dice for your magical power. And cunning against the ghost is easy.
Okay. And then this is the fun bit, the 2 extra dice. So 2 successes, I think.
Okay, you succeed. You send out a gentle sort of static field, and it interacts with the ghost. You can definitely tell that like the static electricity does affect the ghost, but it doesn't seem to stop it or touch it. The ghost doesn't seem to notice the static electricity, but the static electricity does tell you where the ghost is.
Okay.
So you can probably sense it in the same way it can sense your breath. You can use electricity to sense it, even if you can't see it. Of course, at the moment you can see it. So,
yeah.
Okay, guys, I think maybe the best plan is to hold our breaths and go around. We don't want this ghost to touch us.
The ghost is crouched down and is holding a hand out to you and kind of slowly moving closer and reaching out to pet you.
Pumpkin says, "You've got super speed. Move."
Yes, but you guys don't, so just go as quick as you can. So yeah, I'll super speed around it.
Okay. Are you holding your breath, or are you just super speeding?
I'll hold breath as well, yeah.
Okay. You don't need to roll for that. You can move well and truly faster than the ghost can. So the ghost holds its hand out to you, and you're like, fluff.
You're
dash away,
gone.
hold your breath. Gone.
Barnacles tries to hold his breath and starts running, and then he turns back. He's like, "No, Steve, shut up! I can hear your breath."
The ghost looks momentarily confused and then turns towards where Barnacle was, where he was talking.
"No, run!" And he starts trying to get away from this thing, but he's a big lumbering kitty. It's difficult.
He's slow.
All right. Well, Barnacles, in that case, make a fierce check.
Okay.
That's difficult.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. As an extreme? Typical, easy, hard, extreme.
Hard.
Ooh. Hard it is. No successes. He trips.
Oh,
he's worried about Steve. He runs back to come back and cover Steve's mouth.
The ghost leans down and tries to pick you up. And it doesn't actually manage to pick you up, but it does cause you an owie as its cold, ghostly arms go straight through you.
I'm done for. Steve!
Barnacles, stop messing around. Come on.
He grabs Steve in his mouth and tries to run off again.
Okay. Fortunately, Steve muffles your breathing quite a bit. Pumpkin, What you going to do?
Pumpkin is not so curious about the ghost, but is curious about the hole in the tree trunk and is like heading for that. It is okay. It is a mission to figure out what's going on in there. So, all right.
Are you holding your breath or not?
I mean, I guess. I mean, if I have that knowledge, then yeah.
Robespierre did tell you.
Oh yeah, then I'll hold my breath.
Okay. You hold your breath and dash past the ghost to the tree. That means all three of you have made it to the tree, base of the tree. There's a burrow. The ghost has turned around and is kind of looking around for you. Seems to still vaguely be able to see Barnacle and is slowly walking towards the tree.
Nice. Barnacle do a tuck and roll and somersault through the hole.
How big's the hole? Is Barnacle going to fit?
Barnacle will fit. It's a pretty sizable hole. It looks more like a badger burrow than, a tiny burrow.
Nice. Yeah, I'll do a somersault through the hole.
Yep, I'll go through.
All right.
Steve the whole time is singing the Mission Impossible theme tune. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun. Yep. All right. And Pumpkin, you going to follow them?
Yeah, I can't hold my breath forever.
Yeah.
That is fair. I mean, I guess that is the downside of not being an undead kitty. You can't hold your breath.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Undead kitty would have come in handy here, probably. But fair trade-off.
So the hole under the tree leads into a sort of a cave. And going in, it's a smallish cave and then a tunnel. And the tunnel branches left and right. And looking down each branch, it branches again. So you probably need to make cunning checks to find your way through down here, unless you want to do something else. What would you like to do? It's pretty dark, but you can still see.
I'll let Steve lead the group. He managed to make it back from the forest, went all the way to town and back. I thought dragged all the way to the school and back. I think he's pretty cunning. So Steve shall lead the way.
I agree. I think this is a job for Steve.
I'll whisper to Pumpkin, yes, he would be very, very handy if there's any traps.
What's our... That's very good. What's our difficulty type?
Yeah, this is good. So the order is Steve, then Robespierre, and then, Barnacles, then Robespierre, right?
Yes.
And then me, and then Pumpkin. Great.
All right, what's the difficulty type?
All right, so the difficulty is typical for just finding your way around down here.
All right. Now, does this count as using my power only because Steve's leading?
Actually, I think it does.
I think it should. You're using your power.
If you want to take that as your use of the power for the scene, then I'll allow it.
You can only use it once per scene?
You can only use your magic power once per scene.
All right. Yeah, cool. I think, that's my passive thing if Steve does that. But yeah, I'll allow it. It's... No, I'm holding off. It's getting one dice. Steve is an idiot.
Yeah, I mean...
one dice, one success.
3 dice, 0 success. Oh, what is going on?
What am I rolling? Am I rolling 2 for cunning?
Yeah, cunning.
And this is typical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yep.
There we are.
Oh, my goodness. Well, everyone beat me. Oh, my God. Oh, dear.
Between the four of you, you do manage to find your way through these tunnels, but it does take you a while, and you're not very quiet while you're doing it.
Steve's the loudest. I think Barnacle keeps yelling at Steve, like, shut up, Steve! Steve! You're being too loud!
Yes, Steve is totally the loudest of the four of you.
The damn llama noises. Oh, dear.
So you actually managed to find your way down to the den itself by accident, in that you could have just gone down the tunnels till you got in, but instead you go down a sort of a side tunnel that's halfway up a wall, because it seems like a good idea to two of you and one of you has no idea. And you fall through some kind of chute into a room.
Oh dear.
This room it's like a segment of a circle. So it's got two curved walls and two straight walls on either side. And the two straight walls have got doorways in them.
Ooh. Okay. So how tall is this room? Like human size, or is it a...
It's human size. It's probably a low ceiling for a human, but it's certainly tall enough for, say, your humans to stand upright.
Wow. Okay, cool. Huge.
Yep. And it's got shelves all the way around the room. And on the shelves, there are jars of things. Like, you'd guess food, probably. I mean, there are a couple of things that you definitely recognize as wheels of cheese. And there are glass jars of something which smells a bit kind of sour and planty. So might not be food, might be potions, might be food.
This looks like it might be food. I better taste test to make sure. Steve, keep watch.
Have Steve go first.
No, I got this. Steve has the guts. He'd eat too much. And he'll, leap from the ground straight up onto the shelf. The shelf bends as he puts his weight onto it, I assume.
Okay, it does.
Yeah.
Bends and wobbles.
He'll just be like, let me test this cheese. And he'll take, several large bites out of it.
Yep, the cheese, I mean, on the downside, the cheese is covered in wax. So the first bite or two, you get quite a bit of wax.
Wow.
On the upside, the cheese underneath the wax is pretty delicious. So, overall, that's probably a win. You've got a decent few bites of cheese.
Barnacles chews down the wax and looks over. Well, it's better than mud.
Well, just keep some of the cheese in your kitty and let's move on.
Yes. Steve, catch this. And he pushes the wheel off onto Steve.
Steve is slightly squashed by the wheel of cheese.
Well, one second. Is there anything red in this room?
Some of the cheeses have red wax on the outside.
Oh, no.
All right, Robespierre's going to jump up on all the cheeses with red, and he's going to take them all and put them in his backpack. Oh, more red. Oh, people like this.
You can probably only take one because when I say wheels of cheese, they're about the size of a dinner plate.
Oh, big wheels of cheese. Okay.
Big wheels of cheese, yeah.
They're like the wheels they have in those contests in England where they roll them downhill.
Yes,
probably not that big. But
big enough for a kitty.
Big enough, yeah. These are the wheels that they cut the chunks out of that you see at the supermarket delis.
He's going to get his claws out and carefully cut around the outside and get the red wax.
Okay, you can do that. You have the wax from the cheese.
It's like, oh, wow. I think Philippe will love this.
In fact, once you squish it into a ball, it makes a pretty nice ball, kind of cheese scented. Like, this is one of your best red things ever.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. If I roll into a ball, this could replace the red bouncy ball.
Maybe.
Ooh. Mission complete.
Yes.
Let us return home with half hand and heart.
Half the mission complete. We still need the homework. Okay.
All right. So
I get a kitty treat because I use my floor, yeah?
Yes. You can have a kitty treat.
I get another kitty treat.
For using what?
From role-playing your floor.
When you play your floor, you get one kitty treat.
Okay. How many floors do I have done?
Being nosy from before, I guess I can't call them retroactively.
Steve is literally my floor. So as soon as Steve's gone, I'll get my treat. My floor's still going.
Yeah.
I'm actually retroactively, Barnacles, you can have 2 kitty treats because I think sending Steve to reassure your human
yes,
is pretty good. And then having Steve come back and be covered in blood is also genuine role-playing worth a kitty treat.
Beautiful. Oh, that means you've got 4 treats now.
I'm treated to the max. All right. So as we push this wheel on, shall we go through the door to the north? So we'll go through one of the doors. I don't know which direction.
Yep. Okay. So you head through one of the doorways This one, you go actually up a step, and it goes into what looks like it's probably maybe a bedroom, certainly a sleeping area. There's a rolled up futon against one wall. There's a small kind of, not a bedside table, but a small chest of drawers kind of thing up against the wall next to the futon. And there are two chests against the other side wall. And there's another doorway on the opposite flat wall. So this is it's like a room that's been cut out of a ring. So it's got two curved walls and two straight walls.
Barnacles instantly goes over and just sharpens his claws on the rolled up futon. Just
Yep.
You got to get your stretches in, boys. Who knows what horrors we could come across? And then he does that whole.
Good thinking, Barnacles. I'll do the same.
2 minute scratch break.
2 minute scratch break. Scratch break, everyone. Scratch break.
Steve, do your stretch. So leaping around and looking on things, we jump up onto the chest of drawers. Anything exciting? We try and open them.
You can probably pull the chest of drawers open. In the drawers, there are a bunch of feathers and quills and pens, well, in the top drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And also pencils and just ballpoint pens, all kinds of writing implements.
All right. I think I'll have to use my power here. I'm going to put all of them onto the side of the drawers and hit them off with my paw. So they just get all put on top and just... It's the only thing. There's no way around this. So I use telekinesis to lift them up onto the top of the drawer so I can bat them off onto the floor.
Cool. And you can absolutely do that. The floor is now covered in pens.
Great.
And feathers.
Yeah.
The second drawer down contains clothing, all different styles and sizes of clothing. Like, it doesn't all look like it's for one person. And the third drawer down also has clothing, but the second drawer has mostly female clothing, and the third drawer has mostly male or unisex clothing. Like, the second drawer down has got some dresses and skirts and lacy tops, and the third drawer down has got less lacy tops and has got some ties and some kind of business shirt type shirts and a couple of hats. One of the hats is red, Robespierre.
Oh, I'll dive straight in then. How big is it? Does it fit on my kitty head?
It fits on your kitty head. It kind of flops over your ears and over one eye, but it's one of those sort of almost a beret style flat cap hats. So it looks quite stylish.
You look fabulous, Pierre. All right, great. So there wasn't anything else of too much excitement in this room, was there, from your description?
There were two chests on the opposite wall.
Human chests? Someone's cut off someone's torso and it's just left in the corner?
No. Chests like blanket box type chests.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, that's much less interesting. But no, I'm assuming while I'm busy batting these things off, Pumpkin, you care to have a look at that?
I don't think it contains Sushi's pocket watch, but I'll try to push it open.
Okay, you can push the chest open reasonably easily. They're not terribly difficult and they're not latched.
So I push it open and kind of peer inside, see what, I'm nosy, so I'm going to want to dig down and figure out everything that's in there.
Okay. So this chest seems to have bedding in it. It's blankets and sheets and extra pillows.
Ooh. Gosh,
which
I want to
makes sense for a bedroom. You want to take a nap?
Yeah. Like ready to curl up and take a nap.
It does look very comfy and warm.
Yeah, I think just for like 2 minutes. I mean, I'm a cat, so I do
gotta have cat naps.
Yeah.
So taking a cat nap in the
Yeah,
That is
and
fair. You can
while you're
do that.
napping, I'll use that time to push the rest of the pens off. So, all
Is there a
right.
mirror?
There are no mirrors in this room. No.
No. He was going to admire himself with his hat on.
All right. So, assuming that Pumpkin's napping and we've emptied out these drawers, there was another door out of here as well. Is
Yes,
that right?
there is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We'll jump up on the handle and try and open it.
Yep.
It's just an open doorway. They aren't actually
Okay.
doors.
Cool. All right. All right. Cool. Well, I peer into the next room.
The next room, you actually go downstairs to get into it, and it's a little bit larger, and it's just full of junk, all kinds of stuff, furniture, broken and whole, piles of coins, piles of what looks like trash. There are books, there are piles of paper, there are just stacks of random ornaments and jewelry. Nothing seems to be organized. It's just a room full of stuff. It's like an old hoarder grandma's garage, except some of the things in here are shiny and metal.
Could I spend a few minutes while Pumpkin's napping to see if I can find the picture, what's it called, the homework?
Yes, you'll need to make a cunning check to search through the stuff in the room.
It shall be done. Steve, give me a hand. Oh, one success. I like this. Every time I vocally ask Steve to help me, I get a success. Until that, I haven't.
Steve is real.
Steve is real. All right, you, with one success, you managed to find the homework. Only Cassandra's homework, not the other two.
Our business is done. We shall leave, everyone. Goodbye.
Wait, no.
I think straight away he'll call out, Pumpkin, Robespierre, I have found some of this homework. Quick, search the area. You might find something else that might be worth yourselves. I'll help look for the ball.
Well done.
I guess he roused Barnacles roused me awake then. So I'm like, homework, good. Let's go get it.
Yeah, homework. Let's get it.
I do a search through that same room.
Okay, that's a cunning check for you as well. Still typical difficulty.
Okay, press it. Still typical difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
very nice. You successfully find your human's homework.
Oh, Sushi's homework. Good. I tuck it in the pouch.
I will do the same.
All right.
Cunning, typical. One success.
You also successfully find
Ball?
Philippe's
Yes.
homework.
But we haven't seen the ball or the pocket watch. That hasn't come up. Yeah.
You weren't searching for those. You were searching through all the papers. You need to make another check to find the pocket watch and the ball.
Yeah, but I mean that's all inside this room with all the clutter. Yeah, that's where you found it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. However, you all need to also make a cunning check, difficulty hard, for a thing that you may or may not be aware of.
All right, Steve, don't help me on this one. Watch me get a 0. Oh my God, it didn't work.
Oh.
Maybe it's just talking to Steve that helps you.
Just knowing he's there.
I'm rolling so
I had
bad.
one success.
3 dice,
All
no
right.
success. Oh my God.
Robespierre, you are distracted because amongst the various piles of things, there is actually a whole pile of red things. All different
Red.
scarves, hats, toys, books, pens, so many red things. You are completely distracted. Pumpkin and Barnacle, you are both suspicious because there is a big vase in here that wasn't here before. It literally wasn't here. You walked in, there were no vases in the room. You turned around, you searched through the papers, you turned around again, and there was a big vase in the room.
Barnacles will turn back. Steve, did you put this here? I don't want to hear your lives again, Steve. Then he'll get an argument with Steve about this vase appearing out of nowhere, insisting that Steve brought it in.
Yeah.
I think Steve brought it in. I think you need to ask Steve to carry it out.
This thing, how big is it? Like,
otherwise, it's some sort of shapeshifter or something. So get Steve to carry his thing out of there.
Steve, if you brought this thing in here, you have to carry it out. I don't care if you can't lift it. And he'll send Steve over to try and, I don't know, move it.
Yes.
Well,
Steve kind of goes and bumps against the vase once or twice. And then Steve backs away from the vase and hides behind you. And you didn't make Steve do that.
I don't make Steve do anything.
No.
But yes, I get it.
Didn't expect Steve to do that.
Steve, what are you doing? This is some kind of crazy magic. Everyone, ready yourselves. And he'll get down, like spread out his front paws, get down low.
You're fluffed, aren't you?
Yeah, so fluffed out, just fur puffed up in all directions, tail.
Well, Robespierre was distracted, so he's going to just keep going, oh, this pretty red ribbon. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. At this point, Robespierre, you do notice that Barnacle is being weirder than usual, in that Barnacle is facing one of the big vases in the room, the only big vase in the room, in fact, and he's gone all low and fluffed, and Steve is hiding behind him. It's very strange.
Barnacles, what's going on?
It attacked Steve. Steve's worried.
What attacked him? What? I don't see anything.
The vase. The Ming vase.
It's a vase. It's just a vase.
He'll slowly creep over, like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Sniffs a little in the air. Any movement from this thing?
Not as yet. Right. Pumpkin, what did you want to do? You're also suspicious.
I'm going to search for that pocket watch.
Just ignoring the vase?
Okay.
Ignoring the vase.
All right. I think, so if you keep looking, then, I'm going to, Barnacles is getting more curious.
Can I roll a check for that? For the...
Yep. Looking? You can, that's a cunning check to search for the pocket watch.
You know what? I'm going to try to do a search using that same sort of like electric cloud technique, because there's going to be metal in the pocket watch, and I think that I might be able to detect it.
So you can totally do that, but I'm not going to give you extra dice for it, because you said your pocket watch is gold. You're not going to be able to find that with your electrical power.
Okay, so I'll just roll straight on that and save my electrical power then.
That's probably, yeah. You and Barnacle are both on -1.
Uh-oh. -1 what?
-1 what? Don't leave us there, please.
Don't leave us hanging.
Oh, God.
That was just a great cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
That's good.
I haven't done the roll. We're both on -1, and I'm like about to roll, so I have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what -1 is. You
want to take a break at this point with just until they reconnect, or?
Hey, we're back after power problems. Go.
Right. So the cliffhanger I left you on was apparently you are on -1.
Yeah, -1.
Yeah, on -1.
Yeah. So -1 dice to your next roll.
Oh, no.
So, Pumpkin, you are searching, but you're also really freaked out by this vase that's appeared in the corner of the room. Every couple of moments, you're just looking over your shoulder to see if it's done something. So you're on 1 less dice than you would otherwise be for your check.
Are we going to just say that we can't actually say -1 unless we give ourselves an injury? That could work.
Yeah, I think just do it by rolling extra dice.
Oh, yeah, cool. So we just do the same roll as what we would, but yeah, cool. All right. And so the reason why Barnacles has the -1 is because he's startled by this thing? Is that the... idea?
Yeah, very startled by it.
Right. Cool.
Steve's startled, therefore Barnacles is startled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, I will. Is it going to be a cunning check to try and figure out what this vase is? Actually, I can't even roll it with the -1. I've got the 1 in cunning. So I think Barnacles is just straight up freaking out, like, pounce from side to side, looking at his vase.
Freaking out, staring at the vase. So Pumpkin.
Tell me!
Pumpkin should make his search check to find his pocket watch.
Okay.
So you're on, what's your cunning?
But I'm going to search with cunning, and it's a 2, so it goes to a 1.
Yes. So just roll it with extra dice rather than do a cunning check, and just do 1 dice. 1 die.
Typical. 1 success, 1 die.
1 success. Nice. You find your pocket watch. Now, you are still freaked out by the vase. And so whilst you do find your pocket watch, you also walk through a container of glitter.
Of course.
So you are now covered
glitter.
in glitter.
I would start like being more curious about the glitter and probably playing with it. I mean, glitter's fun. I'd be like batting it.
It is fun. And it is getting everywhere. In fact, if you're batting it around, the other 2 of you are probably also covered with glitter at this point.
Hey, I'm sitting there jumping through the glitter, pouncing side to side. It's like, guys, someone help me. People are going to think I'm start seeing things.
And the vase hops closer to you, Barnacle. No one else sees it happen, but the vase actually hops on the ground, 1 hop closer.
Steve, protect me! And he'll try and leap over and jump behind Steve.
Who jumps behind you?
Oh, no. I get in an argument with Steve about who should protect whom. I guess my only option is to try and knock the vase over. I'll just run up and just jump onto the side of it and push off like a sidekick.
All right. Make a fierce check.
It's -1 die?
No, it's just for the 1 roll. So okay. You're on your normal.
Back to my normal fierce roll, and again. Typical?
Yep.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Oh, nice.
You leap at this vase, knocking it over. Away, and you're like, haha, I feel so good about myself. And then
now, Steve, you go.
Steve leaps towards the vase. And as Steve lands on the vase vanishes.
Wait, is Steve still there or is he gone?
No, Steve's still there. In fact, there are now 2 Steves, 2 identical Steves.
Oh,
both there.
Steve, what are you doing? What do I shoot? And he pulls out a gun from nowhere and starts pulling between them.
Oh no! Are we going to which is left and which is right?
Oh, so what do I see?
You also see 2 copies of Steve.
Okay.
I'm freaking out, everyone.
Wait, how do I see 2 copies?
Because there are 2 Steves, 2 identical.
Isn't one a hallucination?
No. Steve is a stuffed toy that I move with my mind. Like my telekinesis constantly moves the stuffed toy.
Okay.
The physical toy exists. Just me thinking he's alive is that's the problem.
Yeah, this is now a complex problem.
Yeah. But I'm not too worried because I'll just be like, Steve, which one are you? And he will listen up for which one talks back.
They both talk back to you.
Oh,
in eerie synchrony. The twins in what's the film?
Come play with us, Barnabas, as The Shining.
Forever and ever.
Steve, we haven't got time for this. Unduplicate yourself this minute.
The 2 Steves merge together into a slightly larger Steve.
Come on.
No.
It blinks its button eyes at you.
Come on.
Steve. No, it's giant Steve.
Oh, that's eerily horrifying.
So
I'll call out to my other kitty powers and kittens, assemble! We have to take down that which we love. Steve must die.
Steve must die so our humans
I
can
say, it's
live.
eating Steve. And I start charging towards it with glittery paws, and I jump up with glitter and go to like pounce on Steve. And then
Protect me, Barnacle, says Steve. And the other two of you hear him for the first time.
Oh my God. You were lying, Barnacles.
You can hear him? I knew it.
I can understand him, finally.
Steve, return to your normal size at once or I won't protect you.
Steve grows slightly larger.
Oh, no.
Steve, I chewed out your eyes once. I can do it again.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
I think I'm going to, try and, is there assist options in this game? Is that any, was it just?
I mean, you can totally help. I don't think there are rules for it. So
yeah, that's cool. No.
Make it up.
Yeah, that's right. I'll try and use my big stature to land on top of Steve. That's my goal, and just pin him down. So I'm going to use my talent of Big Kitty to leap on top of him and just suppress.
All right.
Can I grab Barnacles and do a super speed and then throw him?
All right, I like this.
Run up and go.
Yep.
As an assist.
All right. So that means each of the three of you needs to make a fierce check.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin first, because Pumpkin was the first who was pouncing with his glitter.
That's good.
I think Pumpkin's is just a straight fierce check.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I could when I land do the electric charge.
You can,
and I might as well if they're not on the item in question. So if I sink my claws, I'm gonna give it a good jolt.
All right,
Typical.
Do it.
So fierce, typical.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna roll my extra dice.
Oh no!
Oh wow! 5 successes.
You have to roll for everything now. That's amazing! Wow!
Super success.
Yeah.
Super success.
Well, I think I'm gonna take back their ouchies a notch.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay.
I'm owie free, so I'm good.
On a super success, here are examples of the kinds of things you can do. You and all of your companions can get an extra die in your next roll.
Mm-hmm.
You can shrug off one injury. You and all of your companions can shrug off one owie. Your foe can suffer an extra owie.
Ooh.
Or you can get the effect of a kitty treat without needing to spend one, or some other super awesome thing. So you can absolutely do the -1 owie for your companions if you want, but you do also have other options.
I'm owie free, so I'm okay.
So why don't we put the owie on the object?
Yes. Yes.
Double down damage.
Yep.
Okay. So you want to do an extra
take
owie?
down that white which we love.
Yeah. Or do we want to do or do you want extra rolls?
No, I'll put another injury on it, I reckon.
Okay, we're going for the injury.
All right, you do an extra owie to Steve.
Okay.
Right.
My heart breaks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I doubted your existence.
Next, Robespierre, roll your fierce check. And if you get 2 successes, I'll give Barnacle 1 extra die. If you get a super success, I'll give Barnacle 2 extra die when he does his roll.
Awesome.
That's how
You have to do some kind of cool pose and call out double kitty barrel roll. And
typical.
Yeah, typical difficulty.
Barnacle leaps in front of you and
really
curls
helps,
himself.
by the way.
Barnacle leaps in front, curls himself into a ball, ready for the push attack.
I'm going to spend. Oh, I've got 3 kitty treats, so I'm going to have to spend 2 kitty treats to re-roll 2 dice.
Okay. And did you roll your extra dice because you were using your super speed power?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 extra dice, use 2 kitty treats. And, 2 success. Yes, so 3 success total.
All right. So I'm going to say that gives Barnacle +1 dice.
Nice.
And Barnacle's using your super ability, so you get 1 dice. So that's 2 extra dice in total on top of your fierce check.
Nice. So, so it's my fierce talent of Big Kitty. So, I'll roll that straight up. And, so it's fierce with 2 bonus dice, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. That and 1 bonus die.
Oh, nice. Yeah. 2.
3 with my bonus die.
Oh, 3. Yeah, 3. Well done.
I love it.
Yes. Team Kitty.
Oh, Kitty barrel roll. And just I start tumbling in a ball of fur straight towards Steve.
Ooh, excellent. So 3. That means you do an owie.
Can we spend treats to do extra damage?
Kitty treats, no. Kitty treats don't let you do extra damage, I don't think.
That's fine.
Kitty treats avoid taking an injury.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a bonus feature for a power of yours that you don't have.
You can use different magical power. That's cool.
You can re-roll any or all dice in your dice pool, and you can add something to the story beyond your kitty's control, which, like, you can say there's actually a hole in the wall or something.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So 3 successes. You definitely do an owie to Steve.
And Pumpkin did 1 or 2 owies?
2 owies.
All right, so it's got 3 owies. Can't have much more owies left.
And you also, now with 3 successes, you can get an extra die in your next dice pool, or you or one of your companions can get rid of an owie, or you can try to accomplish a second goal in this action.
Okay, I'd like to try and accomplish a second goal. As I roll across the floor, I collect a whole bunch of glitter, and so upon impact, glitter covers this guy and tries to partially blind him.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. You cover Steve in glitter, including those blinking button eyes.
Steve, you look fabulous, but I hope you're in pain.
And Steve kind of winces back and rubs with his forepaws at his button eyes to try to clear them of glitter.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, Steve, what have you become?
Breaking
At
Barnacles'
the same time
heart.
saying, Barnacle, why would you do this? Why?
Oh, no.
Steve, you're the one who's bigger. No one can be big but me. There can only be one.
All right. So what next? What do you guys want to do? Steve's rubbing it at his eyes.
Well,
Yeah.
Ooh, sure. I've used my super speeds. I can't really use it again, can I?
No.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I think our goal has to be to subdue Steve. Like, I don't want to hurt him. So can we look around? Actually, the treats can make something in the room that might not have been there before. Is that true?
Yeah, it's some element in the game that's outside of your kitty's control.
Yeah, so I would like to, can I spend a treat to put a rope in the room amongst all the junk?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's absolutely rope
perfect.
in this
Yes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
great. All right, so I'm going to spend a treat to make rope, and then let's do some teamwork to try and while he's distracted and blinded, we will,
Time up.
Just grab the rope in our mouth and do some laps around him in different directions. And,
use your super speed.
Well, you can't.
I've already used it. Once per scene.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have. Yeah.
So that's I'm spending a treat to do that to make a rope appear, and we can teamwork try and do this.
Good.
Everyone, can someone else lead it? I'll pull it out but my cunning to tie knots is near useless without Steve's help.
Yeah, I'll do it because I've got 3 cunning.
Yeah. You can use cunning or fierce for this, because you can either be like, I'm just physically going to wrap him in rope and tangle it up, or cunningly tie him in knots.
Well, I'm going to make sure it's tight first. I'm going to wrap and make it tight with my fierce strength.
Okay.
And then hold it tight so that with Robespierre's cunning, they can tie it off.
All right. I'll start my action by seeing how, a fierce, I'll try and pull it out, and we'll do it all that way, yeah? That has been my original assist to try and boost your stuffs.
Yep.
So give that a go.
Yep.
There you go. 2 successes. Cool.
Nice.
Right. Yes, got to do my cunning.
And I got 2 successes as well.
You're going down, Steve. Look at that. 2s all around.
6 successes.
You wrap Steve in this rope, wrap it around him every which way. Steve is hog-tied with rope, also cocooned with rope.
We gave you plenty of opportunities, Steve, to return to your normal size. You brought this upon yourself. Stop being a fool.
You have messed with magical kitties. Your time will end.
Yes.
And Steve is there lying on his side, kind of twitching a bit, wrapped in rope.
All right, so who's the strongest? I said Barnacles, you're the strongest. I think we should drag him out here and back to school and give him a damn good thrashing.
Yes, I mean, I don't really want to have to carry him, but no, it's fine. All right, have you got your ball? Have you got your pocket watch?
Oh, well, I haven't found the ball, but I think this ball of red wax will be just as good. So, yes, let's go.
Okay.
It does look accurate, yes. Who cares if it previously was a treasured possession? He can have a new one.
Exactly. You'll never know the difference. They're not too smart, these humans.
Exactly.
Everyone's replaceable.
So we're going to try to exit the tree stump thingy, right? With this.
Yep.
Dragging Steve along on the road.
Yeah.
Now, remember, you actually came in through a chute, so you all need to make a cunning check to find your way out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to follow because I'll be dragging Steve along with my mouth. So I'll let you guys lead our cunning check.
Typical difficulty.
2 success.
Excellent.
This big sign says exit.
You managed to find your way back out of the burrow into the clearing with the dead tree. The ghost child is still standing in the clearing, just kind of wandering around. Turns around immediately when you guys come out, puffing and panting.
Oh, dear. Everyone, hold the breath. Hold the pumpkin. Don't touch it. Pumpkin, don't touch it.
Ken immediately wants to touch it.
He immediately wants to touch it, yeah.
Easy for you to say. I just dragged this up several flights of stairs.
And you did such a good job, Barnacles, says Steve.
Yes.
Shut up, Steve. You've never been so polite in your entire life.
And we can all hear Steve now, right?
You can all hear Steve now, yep.
Oh, Barnacles, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Steve is definitely real.
I'm well aware he always has been. You're a fool for not listening to him.
Yes, I realize my error now.
Out of curiosity, is the ghost attracted to Steve now?
The ghost appears to see Steve, but does not attempt to pet Steve.
Oh, lovely. All right. Let's do what we can to get past this ghost.
Hold your breath. Let's go.
We hold our breath and run as fast as we can.
I don't move too quickly while dragging Steve. God, Steve, you got 3 times heavier at least.
You hold your breath and you manage to run or stagger across the clearing without being touched by the ghost child.
Yes,
you get into the woods, and you're now going to retrace your steps back to school.
Yeah, I'll ask Steve if this is the way he took. Steve, when you returned back to the school, did you follow this path?
No, idiot, I wasn't coming from here.
Oh, that makes sense. That's fair. I mean, I thought maybe we were close to the school. How dare you, Steve? Come on, let's go.
I dare. I very dare.
So, can I use a kitty treat to fly home?
No. You do not have flying.
Flying one of the powers?
Yeah, you can use.
You can use a kitty treat to get a bonus for one of your powers. So
It doesn't. Hang on. Doesn't it say?
One of the bonus abilities you don't have for your power.
Okay.
Magical power bonus feature you don't have once.
Yeah, so
it's the bonus
you could use a kitty treat to cause a blackout or a dynamo.
Ooh, that could be fun, but not very helpful.
No.
So sadly, you're all down to walking. You drag your sorry carcasses through the woods.
And Steve, sorry carcass.
Steve is the sorry carcass.
Back to the stream, across the stream, downstream.
Be one muddy, wet.
Steve, you got to be licking.
You're so dirty.
For a long time.
And all the time, Steve just keeps up a running commentary of snide, sarcastic, things, and appears to be laughing at all of you for the entire trip.
Steve, you're the worst kind of person.
You're totally right, Barnacles. He's just absolutely rude, isn't he?
I turn to my two friends and I say, we have to tie him up in effigy at the end of this and just hang him in the central area for all to see.
Oh, dude, just try it. I dare you, says Steve.
I just, as we're walking, Barnacles thinks to himself, I mean, as mean as he is, he's a lot less racist than he was before. We drag all the way up to the north entrance, assuming we can make it
all the way up to the north gate. You make it back to the school. You have a slight issue when you get to the gate, trying to drag Steve in through the kitty hidey hole that's your entrance and exit.
I think our only option is to stand at the front gate now, and as soon as they open it, we walk the other direction.
We can put them there as an offering in front of the front gate. You know, like kitties usually do. Here's the thing in front of your door.
It's like a big mouse.
Up it and meow.
Okay, make a cute check. Everybody to meow until you get
I haven't done many cute checks. Okay.
I definitely need a cute check.
I think this is my first cute check.
Oh, no.
This is my first cute check.
Okay.
Robespierre
Come on. I need a success.
Can I use
another hairball?
Can I use my big kitty feature here? Because I'd be able to be seen easier purely because of my size.
And also because you're a bit of a chunk and everyone thinks that you're cute.
That's it.
Yeah, why not? I'll allow it.
Alrighty, let's do it. Cute check. One success.
I think I have not rolled yet. I thought I did, but I haven't.
No.
Doing my check, I promise.
Yep. Since I'm here, I'm going to spend one of my treats to re-roll 2 of my dice. That's doable, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, you can do that.
Why not? Use them up.
Now I'm getting this economy just right. One more success. There you go. Cool.
That's good.
Yeah, 2 successes in total. It's pretty good.
It's pretty cute for a chunk.
You sit there looking cute and chunky and yowling at the gate.
I'm just going to roll the extra dice to get it. Ooh, I got a success.
Oh, it's good. So you guys are cute. Robespierre is eyeballing.
You manage to attract attention and get someone to open the gate for you. They open the gate, look at you, look at your tied up Stuffy, who is currently not moving by himself.
Good. I'll drag it in.
They let you in. You have successfully gone retrieved your humans' homework and treasured possessions and gotten back to school.
We come back and have done more than what we retrieved after they started redoing it.
But they appreciate you so much. You get so many treats. You get cream to make sure that you, A, realize that they appreciate you, and B, that you stay close to them this time. You also get a scolding for staying out overnight and not letting them know.
I gave you one job!
And Steve, muddy, wrapped in rope, just winks one of those button eyes at you and grins. And Steve has never had a mouth before. Steve has never had teeth. Steve grins at you with these sharp teeth that don't look like alpaca teeth. It's really disturbing.
Beautiful.
And we hang him in the middle of town square, yeah?
You totally can.
I think I'm just going to accidentally chew his hours out in my sleep again.
That makes sense.
What's really interesting is that you go to sleep. When you wake up, Steve's back to his normal size and isn't doing anything you don't expect, and no one can hear him talk except you, Barnacle. And the rope's really loose around him. It's like Steve had a whole extra Steve kind of just mashed onto his body.
I look at Steve as just, I'm glad you had your little episode, but from now on, no more crazy talk.
Barnacles, you slept with Ghost Steve.
I don't care how big he gets, I'll still love him. Said the same thing about my girlfriend.
Oh dear.
Honey, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Could be in trouble.
If they made it the whole way through this, they're a keeper.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right. So the end?
That is the end.
We did it!
Oh, yay! Thank you, Danielle. That was
flawless in every way.
That's great.
That was great. That was ridiculously brilliant.
That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What's really interesting is I've actually run the same scenario twice before, and each time it goes through, it's completely different. Just because people do different things. You know, the main encounters are there for you to find. There's a whole section that you guys missed.
What?
Yeah. You had the potential to find another witch and get caught in a basement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But
wow, this is amazing. Thank you, Danielle.
I would imagine it probably would have added 2 hours onto our session.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Oh my god, that was great.
It's a lot of fun in a ridiculous way. So this game gets my approval. I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Well, thank you very much, Danielle.
Let's end the episode there. Thank you, Danielle. You were fantastic. Cool. I will log off the episode now.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you.